What's happening? What's happening, good people? Welcome to another episode of Trash Talking with the OldHeads.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Dante, along with my debate partners, Greg C. What's happening, brother?
You know what it is, baby. No excuses. Play like a champion.
That bullshit ass Bama shit on today. But that's okay.
Tide.
That's okay. Big game for y'all this week. My other debate partner, Jerry. What's happening, bro?
What it is? What's going on?
Hey, another day above ground, bro. Hey. Everything is good, brother.
Hey, why play like a champion when you can be a champion? Boston Celtics.
Yes, sir.
We still champagning in campaign.
Hey, it's almost
Man,
that time again.
Basketball season.
Hey, it's
man.
almost though, bro. Almost. We got about a month, bro, and it's on.
Media day.
And it's on. But man, oh hell no. Spurs, baby.
We'll get into that. We will get into
that. Hey, but we got a lot on tap today, man. A lot of NFL action to get into. We got a segment that we call Prove It Games this week that we gonna prove it. Who gonna prove it this week and who's not? Of course, Greg coming with the Big D energy. Of course, that's got a double meaning this week. The Cowboy segment. Of course, we got the Bang Bang report. Of course, you know I got 5 on it.
Ass bang report.
I got 5 on it. We'll give our NFL top 5 this week, man. Of course, we got a serious issue in taking out the trash, but we got to start in Tuscaloosa.
I don't give a piss about nothing.
We got to start in Tuscaloosa, Greg.
Yes, sir.
Georgia, Bama. Georgia, them dogs coming to town.
Give a fuck about no damn dogs. We gonna stomp them dogs.
What you got, bro? What you got?
Yay, Alabama, drown them tide. Every Bama man's behind you, hit your stride. Go teach the Bulldogs to behave. Send those yellow jackets to a watery grave. And if a man starts the weekend, it's a shame for Bama's plucking grit, hurt name in crimson flame. Fight on, men. Remember the Rose Bowl will win. Then so roll on to victory. Hit your stride. Your crimson blah, 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 blah. Roll tide. Y'all don't want to hear that.
We don't.
You gonna hear it a lot on Saturday.
So I'm gonna take it. You got the Tide winning this game.
What did I tell you? I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide, man. I don't know how many times I got to tell you this. It's Crimson Tide all day.
Based on what?
Based on the fact that we are playing in Saban Field.
That's it.
At Brian Denny Stadium. That's one.
Oh, okay.
Number 2, we have a better explosive offense than the Bulldogs, right? We have 13 touchdowns of 20 yards or more. 20 yards or more. So we explosive as hell. Milrow with them legs. Now, I'm going to give some caveats on some keys to victory because we're going to have to do some things different. We ain't going to be able to explosive play our way to victory this game. Because Georgia don't have that. They ain't going to have it. Give Georgia their props. They got, you know what I'm saying, a defense that ain't allowed a touchdown all season long. They giving up 6 points a game.
6.
But they can be run on. Teams have averaged 110 yards rushing on them a game. And guess how many yards we average rushing per game? Including Jalen Milroe's legs, we are rushing for 238 yards
Against who?
I mean, against who Georgia played, there was all that.
I'm just saying.
I mean, Kentucky just took them to the woodshed, or really should have took them to the woodshed, had they had a coach that believed in his offense. You got the ball with 7 minutes left and you kick a field goal or punt. They didn't kick a field goal, they punted. So, yeah. No, and Georgia still on the mend. They got, their 2 biggest defensive linemen out in Michael Williams and Warren Brinson. They're questionable and probable, so they may play, but how healthy are they?
They playing.
Because guess what? We leaning on them. That offensive line.
Okay.
We leaning on them.
What's the score?
I ain't thought about the score, so I'm gonna throw something out there. I got 27-20 Bama. 27-20 Bama. Let's go.
You
Big
agree?
Bama.
You agree?
Yeah, I'm going Bama. Before the season started, I listened to a lot of the talking heads say that, the Kirby Smart era was gonna get all the get back it needed to in order to defeat the Tide. But I don't know. I think that Kentucky game
stands out.
That Kentucky game stands out real big. Both teams returned. Bama returned like 17 players this year. Georgia 16. So that kind of evens out. Although most of Bama's players are linebackers and D linemen, which bodes well for the defense. But what about that secondary? The secondary has been in question for Bama for a couple of years now. Georgia's quarterback is nice. He's nice. I think he's got what? Does he have like 15 touchdowns?
I definitely disagree.
No, he ain't got no 15 touchdowns.
I definitely disagree with that, but go ahead.
Research. He all right.
I definitely disagree with that. He decent.
He a good quarterback.
But they talking about him like he just this great prospect. He all right.
No, man.
He all right, bro.
They ain't
he all right.
Man, bro.
I'm gonna have to relook that up.
You gonna have to
he all right, bro.
Yes.
At first, I was kind of scared off of Bama because of Georgia's defense, but like you said, they missing some key players up front. I think it's gonna be another close one. So
yeah, but
I'm gonna go.
They got 7 touchdowns.
7, okay.
Miro got 8 passing.
Okay.
And 6 running.
Okay, so they about neck and neck. They about neck and neck. Maybe I got them switched up, whatever. But I'm gonna go a close game, and I'm gonna go Bama. I'm gonna go Bama 24-20.
What you say, Dante?
Man, I thought.
Oh, you done stopped watching college football by now.
I have not. I'm a football fanatic.
Seminoles, them Cherokees.
I'm a football fanatic. Yeah, my team is garbage. I admitted that, I think, last week or the week before. They're good and garbage. But I'm still a football fan, so I watch. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to make it 3 for 3, man. I'm going to go Bama.
Big Bama.
I'm going to go Bama, man. I don't.
What I'm talking about? Fellas, y'all know something. Y'all know something.
I'm not impressed with Carson Beck. I'm just not. When he finally stepped up in competition, he did okay against Clemson. He was not. But do we believe in Clemson? I don't think anybody in this room really believe in Clemson like that. 12 points against Kentucky, that's all you could generate against a garbage Kentucky team.
That was a weird game. It was weird.
15 of 24, 160 yards, no TDs. I'm just not impressed. And I think really this week he's stepping up in class, and it's going to show. He going to be average because I think he is average. I think because he's on Georgia, they've elevated him to a point where they got him as a top 5 pick. And on everything I look at, top 5, maybe even the first quarterback off the board on a lot of stuff that I'm seeing. I don't see it. You know what I'm saying?
I like his presence as a QB, though. Like, he looks like he plays the role.
Yeah, he stands in the pocket, and that's fine, but...
That's why I say he's nice, because he
6'5".
Yeah, give me your Carson Beck moment. What's your Carson Beck moment that tell you he that dude?
That's a good question. But the few times I watched him play, though, he just like he looks the part. He looks like his mechanics are worthy.
When things broke down against Kentucky, he didn't lock like that.
Well, he had a big drive down. You know what I'm saying? They got a big drive down when they was down 9-6, I believe. You know what I'm saying? To put them up 13-9 or whatever. So I'm gonna say this. I don't think he's a world beater as far as Heisman Trophy winning type quarterback.
Right.
But it depends on the offense that he in. I think just
if they can run the ball, he's effective.
Yeah. Kirby Smart system. You know what I'm saying? Allows him to do what he do. They're not gonna throw the ball all around the field.
Right.
One thing I will say is that I am worried about our secondary because
that's the question mark. That's the question mark.
So the deep pass.
Yeah, that's the question mark.
We're real young in the secondary, and even though we got Damani Jackson from USC and we got Keon Saab, we play a lot of freshmen. Mbakwe and Devontae Smith.
Yeah, I think there'll be some big plays made on both sides. You know what I'm saying? I'm going 27-24, Bama.
Yeah. Only reason we ain't giving up big plays is because the quarterbacks didn't hit them. They was wide open in USF game and in the.
And it sounds weird because I don't love Milroe's game translating to the next level. I'm not sure, but as a college quarterback, I think he's gonna give Georgia problems. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna give Georgia problems. You know what I'm saying?
He just got to hit the intermediate routes, man.
Yeah, he's got to do the basic stuff at a more consistent level.
Yeah, he try to throw deep all the time.
All the time, right?
And stuff be underneath. Even in the game we lost to Michigan last year, there were some plays that he just missed holding the ball.
Yeah,
end up getting sacked or. You know what I'm saying? Throwing it deep when it went open and you had players underneath that was open. And we got players that can make plays. I don't know why they ain't getting Kendrick Law in the game more often. You know what I'm saying? That's a big question. And then they got Caleb Odom, big freshman, about 6'4", 6'5", number 18, who can really play. What the hell was that?
I have no idea. Somebody getting beeped. And it was serious because it was loud. They like, call me now. But yeah, man, I think, like I said, we all got Bama, man. I don't know. It's something about this Georgia team I don't trust. They're not what I thought they were going to be on either line of scrimmage. They're not as dominant as I thought they were going to be. Yeah. So far, like I said, I watched them. 2 games that I saw. The lines of scrimmage just weren't what I thought they were going to be. I thought they were going to be more dominant up front.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. It's hard not to let that Kentucky
game right skew everything.
Help you form your opinion, but I'm sure he probably try to catch all the SEC games he can, but. I wasn't thinking about that game until.
If you want to watch good college football, why would you?
I'm a Florida fan right now, so that's tough to watch. But I didn't pay that game any attention until I saw the score run across the screen, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?" That's when I turned to the game, which was probably what a lot of people did, just to see what was going on. But it was shocking to see that. But I have to say that game does kind of. Make me go.
Yeah, it's definitely the game of the week in college football, man. It's
the Trump Bowl.
Yeah. Like I said, so we all got Bama, man.
Damn, Trump.
We'll check it next week.
If we lose, that's the reason we
see if we were right. Y'all deserve it by letting them in. You shouldn't even let them in.
There's going to be a little something extra in there. Georgia and Bama fans will be.
Well, Bama and Georgia definitely both got something to prove this week, man. But we're going to switch gears to proving it in an NFL.
Before we move,
what you got?
NIL, man, that NIL.
Oh, we're going to talk about that now? All right, so let's get on it then. If you don't know what he's talking about, hey, UNLV QB, I forget his name right now. I don't know if you have his name on hand. But basically, he's saying that he was lied to. He was offered $100,000 by UNLV to come to UNLV, I think from Holy Cross. He said they reneged on the deal. I think in the article I read, now they were offering him like $3,000 a month, but he said, no, thank you, I'm out of here.
Yeah, Matthew Sluka.
Yeah. So he left the team, starting QB. He left the team. They're 3-0. Is it the start of something bigger? I guess is the question. Is this the new reality where verbal contracts basically are going to be a thing that they're fighting about? You know what I'm saying?
This is just part of the unintended consequences of the NIL. I think it's negative. Let me say this before anybody take the opinion, because I'm finna say this, that we ain't for players getting paid. That's not what it's about.
Right.
Because the
Get your money.
NCAA have been
hoarding the cash.
Yeah. For years. You know what I'm saying? Suspending players and putting institutions on probation if they player got a pizza or went to a
peanut butter sandwich. I read something where you couldn't put peanut butter on the sandwich. You had to put something else, and it was a rule. It was crazy.
Yeah,
the rules were crazy.
Was just way too harsh.
Yeah.
When it came to players getting benefits.
Right. Too intrusive.
And it was stupid. It was a stupid take because they weren't just
had-
collegiate athletes.
Right.
The money, the revenue was too huge.
Right.
You got institutions getting billion-dollar contracts.
Right.
Texas for TV deals. You getting all of these programs getting all this money.
Right.
All these
Coaches making $10 million.
Everybody getting paid.
Everybody getting paid but the player.
Yeah. So yeah, we are for players getting paid.
Absolutely.
The NIL was meant, and from my understanding, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. From my understanding, NIL, name, image, and likeness, was meant for players to be able to take advantage of the cachet that they created from their play.
Right.
It never was supposed to be a recruitment tool. It never was supposed to be, you come here, we're gonna give you this. It was
Pay for
supposed to
play.
be, you know what I'm saying, we'll allow you to make money.
Right.
In any means necessary, selling jerseys, you get a
Autographs.
right. You get an endorsement deal with a business, local business, national business, whatever. But it was based on the market that you created based off your play, your level of
Once
play.
those collectives got involved, I saw
That's
where it
what-
was headed.
right,
dog. I'm like, I
right.
saw it, dog.
So now,
Bigger the collective, the more power you get, the more
Exactly.
players you get.
and you see what Nick Saban tried to tell everybody, he'd be out in the front with a lot of this, and everybody, you just mad because you can't play players that pay players. That wasn't it. It was not about that. It just creates a whole cottage industry of scheming, underhanded. Everybody got their hands out type.
My only problem with Saban is the timing of it. For me, bruh, if you knew this was an issue, in which all these coaches knew these players should have been getting money, they didn't fight for it though. They weren't fighting for it. You know what I'm saying? So to me, they were complicit in the whole thing.
Yeah, well, I'm not.
Because, I ain't talking about just about Nick. I'm just talking about coaches in general. Y'all
yeah.
salaries escalated through the roof. You know what I'm saying? Getting paid
You don't
when you
think
got
they
fired 4 years ago. You know what I'm
don't
saying?
think they was doing stuff underhand? I know for a fact.
Oh yeah, they were giving money and stuff. But my thing is, they all should have got out in front of it. If we as fans saw it coming,
Right.
why you didn't see it coming? I saw it coming. I'm like, once that ruling came down, the whole O'Bannon thing, once that went against you, you should have been putting stuff in place to get, let's get some guardrails.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this don't go off the rails. They didn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
That's my point right there. Like
Still trying to fight it. Right. You know what I'm
There are
saying?
no regulations, and you cannot have that.
Right.
In any industry, you can't have regulated.
It's the Wild West. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Super.
It's just like, do what you want. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be, like I said, but this specific issue, I don't think it's going to be a big program issue.
Why
This is going to be $100,000 at Bama. Man, come on. They'll pay that just to not have it in the
but it's
news.
not going to be $100,000.
But-
it may be $1 million.
But if Bama tells you I'm going to pay you $1 million, you're going to get that $1 million. You're going to get that $1 million. Unless you get hurt or something before you hit the field, Bama's going to pay you that $500,000.
A lot of this stuff are verbal agreements. That was the
But that's the thing. A program like Bama, Georgia, they can't afford to have it said that we told you we were going to give you this money and then we didn't give it to you. They're going to pay the money. But a program like UNLV, they might lie to you to get you there. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay.
But why wouldn't he or why wouldn't both players get something in writing? You know, when you're dealing with money, why aren't they getting?
Because they don't want written contracts like that.
Right. They couldn't do it.
They don't want to get into. Then that's another aspect of it. Right. They don't want to get in because what you'll do, you'll get in right, and then you'll get into written contracts where lawyers have to get in. I don't think they want to go down that road either. You know, I think they want to keep it verbal. You know what I'm saying? Because one, let's say you get into the contracts, then you get into, it's just 1 year deal. No, I want 3 years.
Players are getting contracts, right? Because
No.
They're getting contracts with these dealerships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But just with the university, no.
Yeah, the collectives is the issue.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Again, the dealerships, the restaurants or whatever.
Car washes and all that stuff.
Endorsements,
Yeah.
that's different.
Yeah, that's different. You can sign it. It's with the university.
It's the collectives that, you know what I'm saying?
So this wasn't an NIL deal.
This was just
all of it's
under NIL, but it was just a verbal agreement that he was going to leave Holy Cross and come to UNLV for
Now the
$100,000.
starting running back.
Right, he did.
Yeah, that's why I said. Yeah, that's
Right, he did.
So I just think this is just the beginning. It's the tip of the iceberg because there's so many different layers that we're not really understanding as a public You know
And
what I'm saying?
then
John Q. Public,
right.
they don't really understand
Right.
all of the underhanded stuff that go with it. So yeah, there are gonna be players that, and you say it's not gonna hit major universities, but there's gonna be a time, because the transfer portal is also an issue. It's gonna be a time where there's somebody that's gonna come in, and they're not gonna like maybe their playing status. They might not like the numbers, or they maybe feel like they're underpaid. You know what I'm saying? They may have performed, balled out the first few weeks.
Now I
and be
want
like,
$1 million instead of
now-
100,000.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then they ain't gonna give it to you. Now I got the transfer.
Right.
And then there's again no guardrails to even with the transfer portal. So all of this is
And then how you put the guardrails in where you got state stuff going on, do you have to take it federal? You know what I'm saying? Because you got states like Florida talking about paying the high schoolers. So it's like, man, it's about to get crazy.
So do you
Exactly.
think this is going to jump off more players moving because they're not satisfied or they hadn't collected their money they think they're owed, or is it going to spur the NCAA to finally say, okay, we can't just let it be wild west?
That's the problem too. NCAA really ain't got no power.
well, now they are in some type of I think they have some type of legislation, or they're in a hearing or something about that. You know what I'm saying? I think this is going on in the midst of the whole Saluka, whatever his name is, Matthew Saluka,
Yeah.
from UNLV. All of this is going on in the background of the entire industry trying to make sure that they are able to get some things regulated. So I think I saw that they're supposed to be having a hearing in Congress or something, either going on now or in a few weeks, where they're taking issues.
Man, I don't think the universities and the NCAA is gonna like how that come out though. They've been losing left and right on this kind of stuff though. They waited too long.
They be
dog.
playing catch up.
Yeah, they took too long to do it. Everybody saw it coming, but you were so greedy trying to hoard all the damn money to yourself instead of giving these boys $2,000 or $3,000 a month, which probably would have
$2,000 or $3,000.
But I'm saying that probably would have satisfied a lot of them at that time. All these dudes not making $1 million. See, that's another falsehood. Everybody not getting Shador and Travis Hunter money.
Right.
That's not most of these players.
$2,000 to cover rent.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Most of these dudes not asking for $1 million.
So Jalen
Everything
Milroe's
else.
valuation at $4 million.
So where's Shador now?
His is at $6 million. He the
Right,
highest
that's what
paid.
I'm saying. So it's like, and last year I know Travis was like 3. He might be higher than that now.
Yeah.
With how the way he started years. But I'm saying everybody's not them. You know what I'm saying?
Should be a clear-cut Heisman favorite right now. That probably going to tail off.
Yeah,
if they
it's
start losing.
it's getting wild though, man. It's unfortunate that let me put it this way, because I'm with you. I want the players to get every dime they can get. It's unfortunate that the NCAA and these universities weren't proactive in dealing with it. Because I'm like you,
Well, they can't keep it status quo though. They got to make changes.
They gonna have to make change. They got to do something. But what is the something though?
It might be an overcorrection. You know what I'm saying? And then they get back to where they corrected, where it's, you know what I'm saying, it's even on both sides, a win-win on both sides. But there may have to be an overcorrection in order to
I don't think they're gonna be able to overcorrect
to weed out the bad actors.
because these players gonna have lawyers too, and it's not gonna be an overcorrection. Not to the extent where the university is winning. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying as far as the penalties that may come with it, or just making sure that there aren't a lot of loopholes that players and I ain't even talking about the players. I'm talking about like in the AAU circuit where you have, you know what I'm saying, people that's dealing, you know what I'm saying, without the player's best interest at heart. You know what I'm saying?
Because to me, the only way you can make
family members,
only way you can make it fair is to cap the collective.
family members.
That's the only way you can make it
coaches.
fair.
Yeah, see,
you
that's
have
what
to
I was
cap the collective amount that you can put out for the players.
Yeah,
that's the only way to me you can make it even across
That's
the board.
what I mean by, you know what I'm saying, the overcorrection.
No.
Yeah, see, that's
a
my
hard
question.
cap.
Like literally, what can you do when you've literally put the power in the kids' hands, so to speak, as far as what they can earn or what they can draw or their potential. So I don't know, like, how if you're playing catch up, how do you do it? If you're saying everybody cap, but all schools can't have the same cap because all schools ain't making the same money.
Right. Oh no, I agree with that. But I'm saying, even let's say Texas versus TCU or somebody. Yeah, Texas can get $100 million in their collective easy, and TCU maybe only get 20. Just put a cap somewhere in there, 50. You can only spend 50. You know what I'm saying? You can't outspend them by 5 times like that. You know what I'm saying? I think, and then you can still have them making money on the side, whatever contract you get on your own with Doritos or Planters or whoever you, okay, do you.
Yeah.
But this university can only spend $40 million or whatever on the collective. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's the only way to kind of try to make it a little bit fair. You know what I'm
They could
saying?
have saved themselves. The NCAA could have saved themselves a whole lot of pain, suffering, headaches, and figuring stuff out if you just make it amateur play. And
That's out
every
the window, though. That's them days. That's done.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
know
that's
now.
done.
I know
That's
that. I
done.
know now.
But that was always their argument, though, that they are amateurs. But even the court said, come on now. Stop it. They're not amateurs. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, you don't even care if they go into class.
It's a
for real.
farm system.
It's a job. They have a job with your university is to play football. That's what, or basketball or what baseball.
Yeah.
That's their job.
It's
you know what
only
I'm saying?
amateurism if the students get in for free, the TV,
Right.
no games on TV.
Right,
Well,
right.
I just mean you can't call it pro. So
You selling jerseys with
Right.
the players' numbers on them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're getting licensing
If
agreements.
you just gonna have the jerseys, just say Bama,
Yeah.
and that's it. No number
No
on
numbers or
it.
nothing.
Then fine. You know what I'm saying? But you're not gonna do that because that's not gonna sell.
yeah.
So, yeah, I'm with you though, Jerry and Greg. I mean, they just let it go too far, and I agree with you. They got to do something. I don't know
Something
what
gotta
it
be
is.
done,
Something
man.
got to be
It
done.
can't
You know what I'm
continue
saying?
like it is.
Toothpaste cannot go back in the tube.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. It's not gonna be easy because it's gonna be lawyer. Like I said,
It's the
the
scope.
attorney's gonna get involved at this point. At this point, it kind of is what it is, man.
Yes, sir.
But along those lines, man, it is what it is. Proving it in the NFL. Sometimes you got to prove it in life, bro.
You got to prove
You got to
it.
prove what you're about, what you say you're about.
Hey, man,
bro.
I'm glad
we
you
talk
said
about that
that.
all the time, bro. Sometimes you got to prove.
I got a bunch of these games on my proven list, but we just gonna go with one, right?
We gonna go. We just gonna do one, and we might come back around to your
gonna do
others.
one
Whatever.
here. All right.
What's your first proving game? Who got to prove something to you this week?
The Bills at the Ravens.
Yes, sir. I
call
actually
it-
agree with you on that.
I call it the K-Dot game.
K-Dot game.
Cause sometimes you have to pop out and show niggas.
Negroes.
Prove you are a serious contender. They got to prove it. The Ravens, okay, you look good against the Cowboys at 3 3/4.
3/4.
You let them come back. Okay, that's good. You was in the game with the Ravens. I think the real Ravens team has to show and prove because people still think, much like y'all 49ers fans, that even though we had a 1-2 record,
We still that deal.
we're still the deal. I still think they the deal. The Bills, Josh Allen has been balling this year. The defense, the running game, everything look like it's in the play. They've been dominating their team. Every game they've played this year, domination. Even when they got down by 17 in their first game, what they do? They came right back, unfazed.
They did.
That's the heart. That shows heart.
Was that the Cardinals?
Yeah, the Cardinals.
Cardinals.
So again, this is sometimes you got to pop out and show Negroes.
Right.
You got to show them, man. And this is the game. This is it.
Negroes.
Jerry, your thoughts on Bills Ravens?
I'm with them. That's a good prove it game.
Well, who got the most to prove in that game to you?
Negroes?
Josh Allen or Lamar?
It's the Ravens for me because
Just the Ravens as a whole.
Yeah, it's the Ravens for me because their defense hasn't looked as starch as it
Right.
normally does.
Yeah.
And they started off the season.
Are they missing Patrick?
They
Queen
also-
that bad.
They also
Right. And Davian Clowney. And I'm like, is that really that big a
and
deal?
the other side of the story is they started off the season using the running game in a weird way. Where, you know, Lamar was still leading them in rushing or
Right.
whatever. And really not until the Cowboys game did they just get their lean on.
Identity
But
crisis.
they got some in that second game.
Yeah.
Too. He ended up with like 80 some yards, but most
Yeah.
of that was in the second half. They started to go.
Right.
Okay.
So that hopefully, you know what I'm saying, this, them beating
They
up
had to
on
find their
Cowboys
identity, man. Yeah.
ain't a fluke.
Right.
I just think you gotta. To me, why bring Henry in if you're not gonna let him be him?
Lean on
He
somebody.
need 20 touches.
Like
Right.
they still got more shotgun plays than under center, And they doing that because, and again, when we get to the end of the season, I told you I'm really watching Lamar, and I'm gonna have a lot to say if it pan out how I think it's gonna pan out. But if Lamar is still having trouble under center, and you bringing in Derrick Henry, that should have been an important aspect in camp, because you need Derrick Henry to be Derrick Henry. You really do need him to be Derrick Henry. So I'm not saying it should have been more under center than shotgun. I'm not saying that, but a little bit more balance to where what Henry is comfortable with as far as the run game, which you have always been a running team, and you want to, put some of Lamar's running responsibilities behind him and let him start to become more of an escapability type running back with the surprise threat of his run, because he's still not a surprise threat of his run. Other than, the way he was dogging the shit out of Dallas with that peekaboo ball and had Parsons running up the line the wrong way. But
why you call that a surprise? That's basic. That's what the read option?
Parsons, huh?
The read option plays?
Yeah. He was killing Parsons.
That ain't surprise though. Yeah, I'm saying, but that's not a surprise.
Yeah, they offense.
It looked like a.
They've been running.
That's their offense.
My point is, it looked like it was a surprise to Dallas.
Oh,
that's who it looked like. It was a surprise.
That ain't got nothing to do with the Ravens.
Okay, whatever. It got a lot to do with them. But anyway, Dallas is in the rearview mirror. But I just want to see them to become that running team, but Derrick Henry leading the way like he's done the last couple of games. That's what I want to see, because I just think that'll make Lamar better. I just think that'll make him a hell of a lot better in his game, because if they can't
pass.
You see what I'm saying? If they can't determine when they run, because right now they predictable.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Henry in the game, they running.
You know what I'm saying?
They running. They giving him the ball.
They gave him a couple passes. They gave your boy Justice Hill.
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to keep him honest.
Yeah.
But again, all of this is a mute point.
But to me, it's the other side, though. And that's why to me it's the other side. I'm starting, like I told y'all last week, I'm starting to believe in Josh Allen a little more. He balling, you know what I'm saying? So he kind of changing my thoughts on him, you know what I'm saying? But he got to prove it to me this week, you know what I'm saying? When everybody expecting you really, everybody thinks you're good now. The team is good.
They are
great
good.
In some, I've heard the word great by a lot of analysts that this is a great team right now.
This is a great team.
And I've
been on their bandwagon all year. Bills Mafia.
I'm gonna say this. I thought losing Diggs was gonna hurt. I didn't think he could be just get the ball to whoever open tight quarterback, but he's done a good job of it.
Right. So far, yeah. I mean,
and
so far.
They are still running effectively.
Addition by subtraction.
Yeah.
Stephon obviously was a malcontent.
I want to see that these receivers and stuff had to prove it to me, that because I think Baltimore, if they're what we think they're supposed to be, which we're all not sure at this point, can your receivers keep doing this, playing well enough to really, really make a run?
Baltimore does have a real secondary.
Keon Coleman, right. So can these dudes, Dawson Knox, is it enough for real? You know what I'm saying? Are these weapons enough to really for Buffalo to make a run?
We shall see.
We shall see. You know what I'm saying? They got to prove it to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to buy in a little bit. This game is going to help me a lot determine what I think about them. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not sure still. I don't trust the young receiving core yet.
Over the last couple of years, these are the type of games that have proved more often than not that Lamar couldn't make the throws.
So this is a
this is all the way around. Everybody got something. You got to pop out and
sometimes you got to pop out and show niggas.
Negro.
So we gonna see. We'll see, man. Again. We'll see. So Jerry, prove it game. Who you got, bro? Who you got?
I looked at the Bucks and Eagles. I
can see it, especially after last week on both sides.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Both ways.
Can Tampa come in and wreck shop
Denver
like they did last year?
But last week though, the Denver. What the hell was that?
That was supposed to be an obvious layup.
Yeah,
lost me money, dog. But that's a whole other thing, dog. But go ahead, man. Go ahead, man.
Can Tampa return to form and play the Eagles like they played them last year? You know, we've heard analysts say that the Eagles were in a supernatural funk. Well, I don't think they're in that same disarray of whatever was going on down the stretch last year, but there's still something with the coach and the play calling and this going forward and not getting it. And
Saquon is erasing a lot of that shit.
and then changing, he's overcoming it. And then changing it in the second, you know what I'm saying? Changing your thought process or your analytics or your analysm, however you want to say it.
Leaning too much on it,
in the second half. You know, that part is weird to me. But I believe in the Eagles. Man, am I gonna go with the Eagles?
So you think they have you think they have more to prove in the game? The Eagles?
The Eagles don't have
more to prove? To me, yeah. The Eagles do have more to prove.
Because they're supposed to be title contenders.
Because they're supposed to be title contenders, and they've gone further and deeper than Tampa Bay.
Right.
Now Tampa Bay won the Super Bowl with Tom Brady.
Well, not with Baker.
Different team, though. Different team.
I was expecting you to come back a little bit more aggressively.
No, not with Baker. I was just surprised you brought up Tom because he's done. Because he in the booth. But to me, yeah, because I want to see. I need to see this. Whatever this thing is with the coach and the play calling.
Man, Sirianni.
I need to see. I need to see what it is. Is it time? Do you think it's just time for him to be up?
Sirianni is doing too damn much. He's doing too much. Number one, and before I get on
his
him,
philosophy weird,
super weird. Let's get on him because I do have something to say about the whole Jalen Milroe thing and all of that. I mean,
Jalen Hurts. That boy got Bama on the mind.
I told y'all I don't give a piss about nothing but. But Sirianni, man, my God, okay, last game, right? You don't kick the field goal. At the first drive, you don't kick the field goal. You don't kick the field goal to tie the game to walk off in the second at the halftime. Not only do you not kick the field goal, you go for it's 4th and 1. The tush push hadn't been stopped since Jalen been there.
You go wide.
What the F? Then late in the game, you decide to kick a 60-yard field goal.
His philosophy.
That's weird. Just weird, dog.
That is whack.
And see, that's why when I was talking on text, I don't. It's like, is he still trying to sabotage? Because we had a period early when Jalen Hurts first got there. It just seemed like he was trying to sabotage Jalen Hurts, getting rid of his best players or his best receiver in the tight end. They was getting rid of players like that.
Zach Ertz, they had Goddard.
Yeah, I think the thing with him, I think right now he's trying to figure out how to mend things with Hurts. I think what decisions do I need to make him happy?
I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think
Sirianni, he's trying to sabotage.
No, I think he's trying to. I actually think he's trying to see
Jalen Hurts sabotages
him. He's going to get fired. Jalen's going to be there.
Right.
They've already told you you'll be gone, and maybe Belichick will be in if you fail. You know what I'm saying? Hurts is going to be the quarterback next year, regardless.
Especially if you keep doing that dumb shit.
But it's just that weird.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to figure out how to make Jalen happy. Because they talked about that last year, they weren't getting along. I think now he's trying to make decisions and say, okay, I got trust in you, I got faith in you, but it's not always. I don't know. The game, I don't know. He just make weird decisions sometimes.
It's the decisions, man.
I don't understand, dog. You know what I'm saying?
That's 3-0 right now.
Yeah.
So to wrap it up, I am going to go with the Eagles. Although
without Devontae Smith, without AJ Brown,
have they ruled Devontae out?
Yeah, Devontae in concussion protocol.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough, but I believe that much in Saquon. They gonna have to feed him. The month Saquon is the reason they've been able to overcome these dumbass decisions.
Yeah, he balling, man.
He is
making the Giants look real dumb because they can have him and neighbors right now.
Yeah, so
I told y'all at the beginning of the year, but they went with Danny Dimes, so they had to make a decision.
Crazy, and I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but Tampa Bay is scared because the Eagles secondary is still not that good. They're still not
They
that
aren't.
good.
They
And
aren't.
Baker Mayfield has some targets in his receiving.
But they
core.
got players though, so they can.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's still early in the season. I don't like to say, you know, what I'm saying certain aspects of a team can't be fixed because we've seen that to change.
Right.
We definitely
All
saw,
the years.
We definitely saw them stop the run because they did a very good job.
Absolutely.
On
Absolutely,
your boy,
they did.
What's from the Saints?
They did good with the pass too.
Right,
'Cause
right.
Derek Carr had been on fire.
What's my man for the Saints? The running back. I can't think of
Alvin Kamara.
Kamara. Yeah, they did a
Right.
damn good job
But yeah,
on Kamara.
they got Smith questionable. They both Smith and Brown both questionable. So
Yeah, I don't think either one of
I
them
know
gonna play
Brown
this week.
ain't going.
yeah.
I mean, Tampa, man, like last week really threw me off. I thought they were a better team, dog. I thought maybe they had turned a little corner.
It was just
It's
one
early.
game.
It's one game.
Just one
but it was the
game, you
damn
know.
Broncos and Bo Nix,
This is
though.
the NFL.
It is, and we all know that.
Any
It's
given Sunday.
any given Sunday. We
Any
all
given
know
Sunday.
it, but that was a pathetic performance last
Where
week.
did they play? Did they play in Denver?
No, it was in Tampa.
Damn.
That makes,
Right.
that makes it worse.
Made it worse,
It
dog.
makes it worse, so-
And they got outplayed. Just
And so my take on that whole game was it was gonna be for me. It's the Big Mike. I'm just a player. Was it gonna be Jalen or Baker? Which one of y'all
Right.
gonna prove that y'all? For
who
real?
gonna prove it? Right, for real.
Jalen, you just really had that 1 year
1 year,
that you was
dog.
a player.
Right, because that 1 year looking like maybe it's the outlier, dog. At this
Baker's 1 year was last year. But
Last
he was
year.
just a player.
But this has to be the year. Although it's not looking good now with the receivers banged up, but I think Saquon gonna be the saving grace because he's definitely the best player on the team. So if Saquon can lead just by play and not get hurt because he's prone to injury, and give them time to get the receivers back. I think
they got an
so
offense, dog. Yeah, their offense is a problem.
So dynamic.
When healthy, the offense is a
told y'all.
problem.
But he got to stop the turnovers.
I mean, but everybody knew they got weapons.
No,
though, you know
no,
what I'm saying?
no.
Everybody know they got weapons.
No, y'all was
Our
on
questions
this-
were always,
y'all was bang, bang train.
my questions are always about their defense. Their defense still is not good.
We'll see.
So we gonna find out, man. But the last prove it game, man, my prove it game, man, is Seattle, Detroit. And for me, it's more of a prove it for Seattle. 3-0. What are you for real? You know what I'm saying? You know me personally, I'm not a believer.
Flash in the pan.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
Why you don't believe him?
Because the man pulling the trigger is Geno Smith.
Yeah.
Geno has played.
Geno is
well
okay.
the last
Geno has
few years.
played okay.
See what we and hopefully this is the case for Bryce Young. You know what I'm saying? He had a horrific start to his
Career, right?
but since he's got his second chance, he's taking advantage of what he said last year. They wrote me out,
I ain't
but I
right
ain't
back.
right back.
Yeah, and like I said, Geno has played good, solid football.
Solid football.
Solid football.
Solid football.
Solid QB. I'll give him solid QB, but is it a believer that they're a contender for real? No, I don't believe it. I don't believe that the defense is that good where they're going to be able to stop anybody. I think Detroit is about to explode their defense. I really do. I think this is their chance to really prove it to me that if you're for real, you're supposed to beat Detroit. If you're for real. If you're this 3-0 is for real, then go show it. Go at least show up.
At least show up.
Show up
Yeah.
against Detroit.
Right.
You
Make
know
it
what I'm
a
saying?
game.
Make it a game. Don't get blown out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't let that line push you around where they run for 250 yards. You know what I'm saying? Prove it to me. Geno, don't throw two picks in this game in a hostile
Well,
environment.
Goff got to prove it too because
But he been to a
That's
Super
what
Bowl.
I thought you.
No,
I
but
thought
he's
I
been to a
thought-
Super Bowl.
I hate that narrative, man.
But he's also been to a
Super
but
Bowl.
he's also been to an NFC championship. He's led his team to where you're supposed to lead your team to.
Ooh,
So-
that's tough.
So I'm
Saying he
like-
led.
That's like that's I mean
That's tough saying he led on both of them teams. It's tough to say he led.
Right.
Come on,
Then okay, we can
because you
said
about,
Brock
talking
led.
about
You said Brock led.
Hold on, huh?
You can't say Brock Purdy led then.
No, he didn't lead. You know he didn't lead.
But you said that.
He was one of the players. He was the quarterback on a good
We've
team.
said it.
I ain't,
So
I
no, I'm saying, he know who I'm talking to right now. You know what I'm saying? He know who I'm talking to right now. We both Niner fans, so he know who I'm talking to.
This is bang on bang
Goff.
violence.
So we can't have it both ways. We can't say Brock Purdy is one of the people leading the 49ers and say Jared. The quarterback is always a part of the success.
Goff ain't Purdy. So Goff ain't never been Purdy.
See, now he got me defending damn Jared Goff.
Goff ain't
now
Purdy.
I got to defend Jared Goff.
Goff ain't Purdy.
If Goff was in y'all offense, he'd be doing the same.
No, he would. Hell
He's gonna make me defend Jared Goff.
Hell no, you wrong on that. You wrong on that.
I listen. I'm not. Brock has proven that he could be. He's a very capable.
About to go look up the
NFL quarterback.
Look at the pass.
He's a very capable NFL quarterback.
Yes, and that's all I'm saying.
In a system that allows him to be
Purdy,
what he is.
Okay, last night I told y'all Geno Smith was not a
I could put Geno Smith in that offense. I could put Jared Goff in that offense.
I ain't going that far.
I said last night that Geno Smith.
Did we not see porn star Jimmy? Did we not see porn star Jimmy?
He wasn't a force multiplier. Geno Smith is not a force multiplier.
But now I'm gonna give you this though. Last year,
hold on.
Now you know I have to come with Jared Goff last year. 4,575 yards, 30 touchdowns, 12 picks. So what the hell are we talking about?
What is we talking about?
He is part of the success. You got to get a man his credit.
Purdy ain't throwing all them picks.
30 to 12. Come on, bro.
Purdy ain't throwing all those picks.
But like I was saying though, so to me, he don't have nothing to prove.
What's best this year? Our offense or our defense?
The offense.
Okay, and why is our offense the best?
Brock Purdy.
Okay then.
But we talking about right now. But you saying
y'all ain't running the ball. Y'all ain't running the ball.
Right. We all just like them.
With our backup running back.
But he's still over 100 yards.
He's second in the league in rushing. He's second in the league in rushing.
Thank you.
Brock Purdy has made Jennings look like a number one wide receiver last week.
He was a beast.
We gonna run the football. We gonna run the ball.
Y'all had Raheem Mostert.
Y'all had
a lot. What's the Elijah Mitchell? He was beasting.
I told you.
Christian McCaffrey, a great running back. He beasting.
I just told y'all.
You just need a capable running back.
Stop saying it's a system. Stop calling our coach a genius. Stop all that shit.
Calling him a genius.
Stop all of that shit. Brock Purdy is a good quarterback.
His system works with the talent that y'all have.
Leaning toward being a great quarterback. We got great players, but our great players are out, and he balling.
See, this is where I got you. To answer your question, Brock Purdy last year, 31-11 to 32-12.
That's close.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about? In the same kind of offense where Detroit's offense is run based. They're going to run the football with that offensive line.
And here's the difference.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're witnessing bang on bang violence.
And here's
no
the difference. Brock Purdy got us all the way to the Super Bowl, whereas we always expect Goff to blow it.
Goff got the Rams to the Super Bowl.
We don't. Their defense got them to the Super Bowl.
But
that's what I meant. That's where this whole thing started. I said it's hard to say he led. They was led by number 99. And they had what's his face coming off the edge. They defense led them there, man.
And Christian McCaffrey led us.
And the defense. Y'all defense and running game is.
And what I'm saying is Brock taking a step this year? Yes, absolutely. 1-2 right now. Exactly. But now Ronnie Woodstock did drop the ball.
We not 1-2 because of Brock Purdy.
Right.
We are not 1-2 because of Brock Purdy. We're not
right. Now that's a fact. That's a fact.
Again, if you had a force multiplier, you'd be winning those games.
Brock Purdy is a force multiplier because our offense is the best thing we got right now.
Brock Purdy is attempting to become a force multiplier.
Lord.
Force multipliers win the games. Brock Purdy lost 2 of them.
I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. I can't believe it.
And I'm feeling uncomfortable because you got me taking this damn take on my damn 49ers and Brock Purdy. But truth is truth. Right now, Brock Purdy, he's attempting to become that dude.
If y'all had, again, Jared Goff in that system, same thing.
No, I don't know about all that.
Smith in that system, same thing.
No, I don't know. I ain't going to go that far.
I knew I shouldn't have wore this UAB shit. I knew it.
But anyway, man, I think Seattle, man, they have a lot to prove to me this game when it comes to if they're really contenders or not. We'll see. We'll see.
We shall.
All right, y'all. It's that time. It is that time of the week where we go to Greg's Cowboy segment called Big D energy.
Candyland.
Where we
Brokeback
discuss
Mountain.
everything Dallas Cowboys,
This is
including Jerry Jones
Dallas Bearbat.
out here on the auction block measuring meat.
Baby oil meat watchers.
If it's not 8.5, Jerry don't want it.
all the meat watchers.
You can't play for the Cowboys if your penis is not 8.5 inches.
Calvin Candy is running a what did you say the auction?
Hey, man,
The
y'all
meat market.
you
The
supposed to
Dallas
introduce
meat market.
supposed to introduce.
I'm introducing it now.
The Dallas Meat Market.
That's the new name of the segment. Not Big D Energy. It's the Dallas Meat Market. Jerry Jones was at the freak off.
Man. Go ahead, y'all take over.
Jerry Jones was at the freak
Take over,
off.
man.
Jerry
Y'all
Jones.
ruined the segment for me.
Jerry Jones will lie.
was at the
in
Diddy
your
parties.
face all the time. He want to take your place.
He was
They
at
me
every Diddy
watching.
party in the back.
Me watching.
He was just watching. He's a watcher. He don't participate. He just watch. He just look for the swinging penis. We see you in the back, Jerry.
This was supposed to be my segment, people, but these two
Take it away, Greg.
these two ass bang fellas over here.
Take away the meat market, Greg. You're on, Greg.
I don't even have the energy no more, man.
What is he doing? What is he doing?
I don't even
What
know.
is he
I don't even
doing?
know where to begin.
What is he doing?
You took away by opening salvo.
Go ahead. Start it over, G. Okay, here we go. Big D Energy.
Man, damn that.
Big D Energy with Greg. Here we go. Here we go.
Folks, I must say that this week is the lowest, the littlest of energies that I could possibly pick
No, it
up.
wasn't little. He said it was 8.5.
I got out the shower.
No Diddy.
Out the shower.
I'm shriveled up.
Pause.
today.
Pause.
I got out the shower. I'm shriveled up today.
No,
Then you can't play for the Cowboys.
And yeah, I can't play for the Cowboys. The Cowboys, man, have really let me down.
God.
Jerry Jones sound like a freaky ass slave auctioneer. This motherfucker out here sizing up penises as these two ass wipes have repeated over and over again. 5'9.5", 210 pounds is what he said. 4.41 40-yard dash.
That boy fast.
9 and 3.5 inch hands.
Got nice size hands.
And an 8.5 inch dick. What the? What the freaking freak, man? What's going on, Jerry? Jerry, you was in Arkansas
Right?
trying to stop the little kids from getting
Right.
into school.
Said you was just hanging out. Was
you
curious.
said Kaepernick and everybody else who knelt wouldn't be a part of your squad. I'm so close to
We know what he is.
disowning.
Say it. We know what he is.
I've already disowned Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
But you
You did
you're
that a
proven-
few years ago. I'm a witness.
You're a proven racist. I just gotta stick with my boys. I've been a Cowboy fan since before Jerry Jones.
Right.
Tom Landry days. So
Oh my God.
I can't throw my Cowboys away, but I'm close. I'm close.
I'm good with you just throwing Jerry ass away.
I've been threw him away. This motherfucker said they didn't have enough money to sign Derrick Henry.
He did.
He said it.
He said they were all in, but he was talking about that meat. He was talking about that meat.
Derrick Henry, did you have a 7.5 inch dick, sir? I don't know.
Jerry is on them Diddy tapes.
You knew you was gonna sign both CD and Dak.
Right.
And you waited till the very last minute so that you didn't sign any players.
Right. Right.
What is this strategy about, man? What is this? I mean,
Because I thought it was about sabotaging Dak. But you signed him, so I'm like, I don't understand what it
Signed
was.
him big.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So it
signed
wasn't
him for
about
more
that.
money than I would have signed him for.
Right.
But here we are. And there we are on the field.
At least
see
y'all
what-
won last night.
We see what it looks like. We see that we can't run the ball and we can't stop the run. Now, last night, we held the Giants to 24 yards, but it was the Giants.
The Giants.
So, I mean, at least we didn't, at least we stopped the run.
Right.
Because we've been getting ran through there like a mandingo with a 10.5 inch dick. Somebody explain it to me. Maybe I'm missing something. Why are you waiting so late to sign the players, and why aren't you going after the free agents?
Yeah, I didn't get the strategy either, dog. I think he seemed to have just sabotaged this season, dog. I mean, I don't understand because you could have got. I'm not saying you could have got him for a lot cheaper, but enough to sign Derrick Henry cheaper.
Derrick Henry, they signed him for $8 million.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you get Dak for 55 by signing him early and CD for 30 instead of 34, there you go.
You probably could have got Derrick for 7, being that he moved to Dallas.
And he wanted to be there, it seemed like, right. I don't get it either, you know what I'm saying? And it's not cowboy hate that's coming from me. It's just, I just don't get it.
We haven't had an interior on our defense.
They swung and missed on Mozzie.
We lost players. Why did we not go and get some more depth? You went and got Linval Joseph and Carl Lawson off the trash heap.
Right. They were available for a reason.
It's not hard for me to see why. Not hard. Pause. To see why he did it.
Well, explain it to me.
For the headlines, for the storylines, to be in the news. He always wants
to do what? To sign Dak?
Yeah. He waited. He obviously waited so it would be a story, and it's been a story. All news is good news, other than this Johnson watching party that he having with Jamie Foxx.
And why ain't the national media talking about that? I do not know.
I don't get it either, bro.
They don't want to be drawn. They don't want to be
shows
drawn
what
into
power does, and the fact that
Stephen A., you have been bought off, sir.
The fact that
they're everything to deflect from Jerry Jones' culpability for. And this is the other thing, man. Like every year, the national media and I don't know about the fans that I talk, the Dallas fans that I talk to ain't on that bullshit, ain't on the hype train. But we are talented in spots, but we're not talented in the areas where we need to be talented at. In the trenches.
Definitely not good enough to be in Super Bowl conversation.
It reminds me of that statement Brian made years ago. He said, we top heavy as fuck. That's y'all when I think about it. You know what I'm saying? The top dudes, they're talented, uber talented.
Yeah, but the rest basketball
of right. But this is a team with 22 people starting. You know what I'm saying? So it's
you need at least 30 good players
to get through a season. Right? Exactly. I agree. I'm not sure what he was trying to do either.
The Cowboys, until Jerry Jones is not
existing. I'm sorry to say it, but
it's gonna always be this because I can go back as far as when it was lining up looking like Sean Payton was gonna be the next coach, and then he went with McCarthy. He went with McCarthy because he wanted a yes man.
I just don't believe him anymore when he said, I'll do anything, I'll give anything for a Super Bowl.
But I'm going to
I don't believe it.
It's not about the Super Bowl.
It's not about the Super Bowl.
It's more about he wants to win a Super Bowl.
He would like it.
And he wants to get the credit for building the team.
Winning the Super Bowl.
But doing the things that actually get you a Super Bowl, you're not doing. You're seeing teams in your own division going out breaking bread, bringing in talent, bringing in a bunch of talent. The Eagles went and got Saquon Barkley. We could have got Barkley. We could have got Aaron Jones. We could have got Derrick Henry. We could have got J.K. Dobbins. We could have got.
They do what football people do. They
went back and got Zeke.
Right. They looked at their deficiencies, the Eagles, and said, "Okay, let's go address that." Like you said, Saquon, Gardner Johnson, come back, bro. Our secondary trash. You know what I'm saying? Drafted 2 cornerbacks. They addressed their needs. You could have drafted a running back.
Why not just keep Pollard if you're going to bring in Zeke?
Or draft one. It was a bunch of nice, solid running backs in the draft.
Got Deuce Vaughn because his daddy is on the staff.
Right. Jonathan Brooks, even though he's still hurt. Trey Benson. Draft a running back, bro. You could have got a running back somewhere in the draft, bro, at some point.
Maybe it is all about size. For Jerry Jones. Maybe these dudes.
But I'm with Jerry. Greg on his point, though. Why didn't it make any news or headline? It's because they the Cowboys and nobody wants to touch that money, that gravy train like that, because that should have been some kind of news. That's no negative press for real.
I think it's just in line with
what grown man says.
I think it's in line.
That man got 8.5-inch dick.
The kind that thinks about you as property.
I think
that kind of grown white old man. That kind of man.
It's right in line with them picking and choosing when they want to address the elephant in the room when it pertains to race. If you're gonna go into this Johnson watching that Jared Jones,
Right. You got to talk about a lot of stuff.
You got to talk about
Slavery, auction blocks, right.
Auction block.
Right.
You got to talk about the brutes. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to go into. But no, they would rather go into Caitlyn,
Jerry being Jerry, right.
aspect of racism, because that's black and white. And then I promise y'all, when all that stuff was going on with the Caitlin Clark, most of the white analysts were saying, like when Trinity Carter hit her in the game, gave it a little bump or whatever, most of the white analysts and talking heads on radio and TV were trying to act like it was the worst thing that happened. Like she was,
and Jason Whitlock,
like she was hit with a billy club in the game. And I'm like, man, that was nothing. That's just
it's basketball.
Just competing.
Right.
That's all that was. Competing and intimidation. That's all that was. That wasn't on the level of the Pistons bad boys. It wasn't on that level.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, so what? She hit her. Caitlin Clark dishes it out too.
Oh man, thank you for saying that, bro.
She tangles up with players all the time.
Talk shit the whole game.
She tangled up with Bonner. Just
and it's fine. Nobody has a. I like the fact she talks shit.
And it was early in the game, and then she tried to do it again late when they clearly had lost the game. But she tangled up with her, and Bonner got her up off of her, and went on about her business. And Caitlin Clark was doing the little flop, like, whoa, like I'm not doing anything. But that's gamesmanship.
That's part of it.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
We hate to see it in the men's game when you're doing the flopping and shit like that, but. That's all it was, but that's what it is. They just don't. They don't want to
touch it for real.
They do not want to go into that the slavery aspect of it, because that's really exactly
what it is.
That's what it is.
Where it's
but
from.
here on the Old Head Podcast,
we'll talk about it.
We say
what the hell we want to say.
say.
And Jerry Jones, that was some auctioneer type shit you was talking, bro.
He was definitely on some auctioneer type shit.
But let's move into the Bang Bang reports.
Ass bang.
Where we talk all things 49ers. Jerry, give me some positive, bro, because right now I'm feeling a little down, bro, about these Niners, bro.
I keep saying
other than Brock Purdy.
I keep saying it, and it's short and sweet for me, because I know you want to go. I know you really, really want to go in. But let me back up.
You don't want to call them raggedy bitches this week?
That was for the coach. That was for the coach, and I still stand on that. That's exactly where I was about to start. I was right on the money before we lost that last game. I was right on the money. When is he going to erase this stigma of losing games we are not supposed to lose? That's all my little skit was about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You raggedy bitch, Kyle Shanahan. Like, dude, we have too many good players. We even have great players on this team. Erase that stigma. Some kind of way you got to do it. I don't want to hear about the time difference and going into cold weather. I'm tired of that. That makes us look like no better than the Miami Dolphins when we can't go win in the cold. Football is a hard grind, pause, but it's got to be about toughness. And if you got the better team and you got the much better players, man, win them damn games. Win those damn games. The positive on my Niners is that we have players that will return. I know we don't want to drop down to 1-4 and 1-5, whatever the case may be. I don't believe we will, but it's getting bleak. It's getting harder and harder to do, pause. It's really getting tough to do it because we keep losing players. We've lost players every game. And our players that are returning are not returning fast enough. We got Funga back, but
he's not himself.
He's not in form, and that's going.
He's just a thumper, man. He's not really a defender. He's not a back end defender like that.
What?
No,
he's a playmaker.
He's a playmaker.
He's a playmaker on our team, dog. On our defensive team.
Yeah,
wherever you want to put it.
He can be burnt to a crisp.
Wherever.
Yeah, he's more of his own coverage guy, but in the box, he's effective in the box. You know
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's
that's
effective.
all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's what we need help in our run defense.
defense.
Right.
We need his play. He's
Because
a
that shit has
playmaker.
been atrocious so far.
So
I ain't gonna say atrocious. It's been less than what it should be.
So with him coming back, and once he gets caught up and get into form, I'm pretty sure that's gonna help. I don't know what we're gonna do about the D line and who's gonna step up and help us. Because
Hargrave being out for the year, that hurts.
Yeah. See that does hurt. I know we can't even expect Greenlaw till maybe going into the playoffs for him.
Yeah, I think it's one of them years
Right.
we're going to have to make a move. They say we got $24 million in cap space. We're going to have to make a move, dog, of some kind. I don't know what it is, but we're going to have to make
great
a move.
moves.
We always
for the
do.
playoffs.
Yeah, we
make
made.
great moves.
I think we're going to make one this year. Some kind of move is going to have to be made on that D line. We need something. You know what I'm saying?
But
we haven't been able to get anybody opposite of Bosa. That they've been trying, but like who we bring in? Leonard Floyd this year. He's okay. You know what I'm saying? He's a solid NFL pass rusher, but we need a dude on the other side for real. Now, I think they got to go try to find it, dog. Like I said, I'm really down on the defense, but I'm with you that we still have a chance. You know what I'm saying? When people come back, but we have to stay at 500.
Right.
We can't drop to 4 games below 500. We have to stay at 500.
Y'all got a soft ass schedule. I'll be all right.
Who we got coming up, G? I know we got the Patriots coming up Sunday, which
Arizona.
that should be a win. But see the division game. See, Arizona always run the ball on us, man.
I said the same thing last week. Yeah, I got a weak ass division. It's a division game.
It's a division damn game, bro.
It's a division game.
So, like I said, we're not gonna go too long on this week on the Niners, man. But like I said, we got to win this week, bro. That's my only focus right now. We have to win this game. I don't care what it looks like. We need to win this game.
We're gonna win this week.
Patriots,
No
I think
doubt
we
about
plus
it.
10. So that means we big favorites. So we supposed to win this game.
We'll win it.
They don't have enough. They shouldn't have enough weapons to even threaten us in this game.
Take them 10, Dante.
Crazy as hell.
Lay them 10 down, man.
The way this defense been playing.
Lay it down.
I tease it up
Tease
to
it to
17.
9.5.
I know. I tease it up down to 3.
Lay it down.
Tease it to 11.5.
Right. I tease it down to 3.
We're not
7-point teaser down to 3.
Take the risk.
We're not gonna have this. Ain't Belichick leading this garbage ass squad. We're gonna beat them.
We should beat them.
We're gonna beat them.
I feel pretty confident we're going to beat them. But that being said, if we should happen to lose, that's an indication that this season is about to go terribly wrong if we lose this game.
I just want to see what y'all finna put them boys in this next.
Don't worry about all that. Don't worry about all that. But like Greg did talk about it, man. So let's get to it, man. I got 5 on it, bro. We got 5
on it.
Where we give our power rankings through, what is this, week 3?
Brother, let's go half on the
Who
side.
want to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, Jerry.
Going first on this.
You got 5 on it, bro. Who you got? What 5 you got on it, bro?
Chiefs, number 1 in the league, best team in the league. Even though they have barely won damn near every game they played, and they get a play here and a ref call here to go their way, and they've done it. But
That's
you know
loser
they
talk.
find a way to win. They can't take the Chiefs out of number 1 spot. Number 2 this week, I got the Bills. Josh is balling. Who else is lead? Who else could be the lead MVP candidate so far? I got Josh. Josh Allen is doing it. He's a force multiplier. I did not see him doing this without name brand type receivers out there, but he is spreading the ball around and they're running it effectively. And the defense is coming to play too. So I got the Bills there. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I got to. Damn. Got the Vikings at number 3.
Ooh.
Got the Vikings at number 3.
He bought in.
Their
Okay.
defense is real. And to see Darnold do my boys dirty like he did,
So he is a believer. Okay.
I got the Vikings at number 3. Number 4, I'm going with my Philadelphia Eagles. I believe in this team with Saquon.
Oh, they your Eagles.
Yo,
now.
Eagles?
Right. They your Eagles now?
I believe in these Eagles, man, with Saquon. Saquon
Wow.
makes them something else. And like I said, Saquon is the reason they have been
I'm
able to
just saying,
overcome.
you said yo
Your Eagles, right. I'm kind of tripping off that too.
They
Your Eagles.
They're going to be my second team this year, man. They're going to be my second team this year. that I watch.
Okay.
And I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for the Eagles. I am rooting for the Eagles.
All
Plus,
right.
that's my boy team. So that's my boy Don Scott. Shout out to Don Scott. That's my boy squad. So that's fam now. So yeah, I like the Eagles, and I want to see this team whole. I think once this team is whole, they get the receivers. I think we're gonna see some.
I think we're gonna see a great offense with still a bad defense. But
and number 5, the San Francisco 49ers. Bang, bang.
I said I was gonna
Bang,
kick Soldier
bang.
Boy in his bitch ass chin. This is ridiculous.
Bang.
This is
great
damn
job, sir.
ridiculous.
Great job.
Number 5. Why? How?
What you mean?
How?
We
Still got the
good
most
team,
talent in the
man.
league. Still got the most talent in the league. When healthy.
How many quarterbacks balling like Purdy is, other than
Geno.
Josh Allen? Yeah, right. Geno Smith, my ass. Brock Purdy's out there making people look great. He threw 3
Sam
touchdowns.
Darnold.
Get out of here, man.
Dak Prescott.
That's-
what are you talking about?
Dak Prescott.
Yeah, he balling too.
The only person
He's actually leading the league in
Passing
yards.
yards.
only person I saw balling on that field last night was Neighbors. Woo, that boy was killing Diggs out there.
He was
Killing.
not.
Okay.
He was playing.
He had
he played-
100. He had 100 and something yards.
That wasn't on Diggs. He was
Yeah,
catching a
yeah.
lot.
Man,
of
are
Yeah.
you serious?
Yeah, I am.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, man, get outta here.
A lot of that was not on Diggs.
Yeah, it was.
About 40, 50 yards he got. That definitely wasn't on Diggs. That was on number 25.
Well,
he was burning up.
Yeah.
That still leaves
25 and 27.
Yeah, they had one blown
That still
cover. He got
leaves
40 on
$6.
that
You
one
got to go
blown
back and watch the
coverage play.
game, man. He caught,
late in the game.
he caught,
the
he caught
only,
two passes on Diggs, and they were short passes.
Late in the game,
And he missed the one that he had that was a deeper pass.
late in the game, the only one
Stop.
he dropped, defended by Diggs, was the one he got when he hit his head on the.
That's what I'm
on the
talking about.
sideline. That's the only
He
one.
had possible 3 catches on Diggs.
that man.
Greg, who you got? Who you got 5 on this week, bro?
Yard.
Let's start from the bottom to the top. Number 5, I got Sam Darnold and their defense.
I was about to say.
The Vikings, they defense playing ball. I'm still not a heavy believer in Sam Darnold just yet, but they got Jordan Addison coming back,
They playing defense.
TJ Hawkinson coming back,
Shout out to Brian Flores.
Justin Jefferson doing his thing,
Get that man another shot at
Aaron
head
Jones
coach's
doing his thing. So if Sam Darnold holds up,
Big if.
they will be moving up the ladders.
Big if, but go ahead.
I forgot to mention my honorable mentions. First, let me go through them. You know what I'm saying? My honorable mentions, Jets, Packers,
Are you serious?
Seahawks. Jets, Packers, Seahawks. Honorable mentions. The 5, Vikings. 4, Baltimore. Nevermore. The Ravens.
Oh, God, they whooped your boy's ass.
No, because they the fucking Ravens and they still got that Lamar Jackson.
So they can be 1 and 2 and in the 5, but you got a problem with us being 1 and 2.
Number
in the
1,
5.
y'all are injured.
When we are a more talented team than they are.
But y'all injured.
Right, but
They're not. And you're not getting everybody back for a while. So that's the reason why. And number 3, I got the Eagles.
y'all is on this Eagles
I
Kool-Aid.
have the Eagles. Again, the weapons
Jesus Christ.
are abundant.
I can't wait till they fold up.
The weapons are abundant. And if their defense play like they did last
they will
game,
not.
if they play a semblance of the defense they got last game with the weapons they got on offense, as long as Jalen Hurts take care of the ball, they will be in the Super Bowl. Number 2, Bills. Buffalo Bills, baby. And you already know, I done told y'all, Josh Allen is the real freaking deal. And he's a force multiplier. Patrick Mahomes,
Just like
force
Purdy.
multiplier.
Just like Purdy.
Man, if you don't sit your
Purdy's becoming that. He will be that.
Yeah,
but
please.
he's not that yet.
And last but not least, we back, baby, the Cowboys. No, I'm just,
You wasn't even concerned that you was gonna say that one. Even after a win last night.
the Chiefs,
Yeah.
the Chiefs, and the Mochi.
Man, it's pretty simple. Of course, at the top of the list, it's got to be the Chiefs. I'm starting from the top. It's got to be the Chiefs right now. I mean, till somebody show they can beat the man, he is the man. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I agree with both of y'all on Buffalo. I got to give it up for Josh. I didn't like I said, he still got a prove it game this week. You know what I'm saying? We shall see. You know what I'm saying? That's subject to change next week after we see how he looked this week. But I got him at 2. Number 3, you know who it is, the fighting C.J. Strouds. Got the Texans at 3.
This dude still
Houston
got
Texans.
these boys on
I'm telling you, they're going to hit their stride here soon. They hadn't played their best ball yet.
I left them
but
out
it's
my
coming.
honorable mentions, but yeah, I still
Yeah,
got them.
they coming, dog. I'm telling you,
hovering.
they coming, dog. They coming. I got to give Minnesota some props too at 4. The defense, Brian Flores, I'm impressed. What he's done with that defense is impressive. He's aggressive. They get after you. They get after the QB. I don't trust Sam Darnold at all, but I do trust Brian Flores. I think he's a good coach. I hope he gets another shot at the head coaching job because I think he's shown he can coach. Black coaches should get to make mistakes too,
right,
and still come back.
Right.
So I hope this stint in Minnesota,
in all sports,
right? You know what I'm saying?
Well, we say Raheem Morris, he got his second.
Got a second shot. So I'm hoping the same thing happens with Flores. At 5,
4.
You know,
you
I thought that was no,
that
that was 4.
That was
right?
4.
That's 4.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I thought,
Houston
oh,
Texans
yeah,
3.
You're right.
49ers at 5.
Y'all ought to be taking out back Tard and
Let
Feather,
me
the both
explain.
of you.
We're still
both
we're still ultra talented. The players will be back.
No
They'll be
integrity whatsoever.
Man, go over your list again.
back. Right, you
Go
got
over your
Baltimore.
list again,
You got
please.
the Ravens.
Go over your list again.
You know who my list
Go over your
is.
list again.
I told you the Vikings, Ravens, Eagles, Bills, Chiefs.
Right, so I'm like, it's only one team on that list I know is better than us. One.
All of them.
One. It's one team on that list I know
All
is better
of
than us.
them.
Kansas City. The other ones, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear nothing about the other ones.
Buffalo better than y'all. The
Crazy,
Eagles
bro.
are better than
I don't
y'all.
know that.
The Ravens are better. They've proven they was better than y'all.
I don't know that.
When the Ravens proved
When
they
they
were
They
better
beat
than
the
us.
shit out of y'all last year.
Lamar been to the Super Bowl? Oh, okay. All right. So
He got to go through that boy. He got to go through that boy, Pat Mahomes, who he had beat.
It's funny how he bring up
Right.
last year when he
right
That's
when it's
so
convenient.
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? When it's convenient. You know what I'm saying?
I hadn't had the Ravens on not one of my lists this year yet. I ain't got them on there yet.
They'll be on there.
I'm just like I said. I'm not a believer in Lamar yet. You know what I'm saying? And not so much him. This version of the Ravens team. I just don't think it's the same team.
I'm not trying to sound boastful. I just think the marriage, like they did marriage the offense against the Cowboys, but you know what I'm saying? We can't really judge about it. We can't judge about it.
Man, y'all lost to the Rams
defensive.
without Puka, without Cooper Kupp. So
I agree.
miss me with all that.
Without our starting running back, without our starting wide receiver,
The second wide receiver.
I mean, it was
without our starting our
they
first
missed both
best wide receiver, Debo.
Yo,
Debo is our second best player. I mean, our third best player on the team, if you ask me.
okay. He ain't y'all best wide receiver though.
He's our third best
He
player
ain't
on
your
the
best
team.
wide receiver.
ooh, man.
He is our third best player.
Man, y'all had Tutu Atwell dogging y'all. Tutu Atwell.
Yeah, like I said, the defense to me is the problem. It's not about offense to me.
Tutu Atwell.
I care nothing
Bosa,
about the offense
Debo.
and who missing on the offense. The offense is humming. The defense is the problem. The offense humming.
It is.
Defense is an issue.
is.
You know what I'm saying? So
McCaffrey, Bosa, Debo.
The offense is humming with 24 points.
the offense is playing well. We run the ball a lot. You know what I'm saying? So it's never going to be
24
scoring.
points the last game. 3 against the Vikings.
So is the offense playing well and all? I dare you look up offensive rankings and see what we are.
And damn near 40 burger in the first
Right.
game.
So don't tell you.
I
Yeah,
don't
the
have no
offense is
damn
playing well.
40 burger,
The
nothing.
offense is playing well. Are they scoring as much as they should be? No, because we got a bunch of drop
Bang,
passes.
bang, my
So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Pause. Damn, dog.
Damn. God.
Like, damn. Damn, dog. Shit was kind of strong. Like, damn. Like, whoa, wait a minute, bro.
Damn. he been in Candyland this week. He been
Right.
in Candyland.
You been listening to Jerry too much, dog. Like, shit.
Lord.
Hey, but we got to talk some money now, man. It's time for that little cash talk. Apologize for that bull that happened last week. Well, I don't apologize. The damn Buccaneers ought to be apologizing for that bull they put on tape last week. That bullshit. Cost everybody money, but we gonna get back on track this week with this
Let's
cash
go.
talk. We gonna start out with the Buffalo Bills. We gonna take them 2.5 points against the Ravens. I think I'm good on that. I don't trust Lamar and the Ravens. I don't think they can look this prosperity in the mouth and do the same thing again. Buffalo keeps it close. I actually think they win the game outright. I really do.
I got Buffalo winning.
I do too. I think they're gonna win.
I got Buffalo winning.
I got the Ravens.
Ooh.
So you would give the 2.5.
I would give the 2.5.
I can see it.
Give the 2.5.
They made the beating the Cowboys made you a believer.
Actually, I would take the Bills 2.5.
Oh, okay. You take the point, but the Ravens to win. So you think it's going to be like 24-23 or something like that?
Yeah, it'd probably be a 1 point, 2 point game, something like that.
So their performance against the Cowboys is what made you lean toward the Ravens?
No,
over
I
the
just
Bills?
think that they're good. They're a better team than what they put on paper. They dominated the Cowboys, even though the score looked like it was closer. The Cowboys made a good comeback, but I think the Ravens still a good team. I think they'll find ways to make sure Derrick Henry get the ball. And with that, if they continue to do that, they'll be able to take advantage of Zay Flowers. They'll be taking good advantage of Isaiah Likely and definitely Mark Andrews.
I will say
with freaking Lamar's.
No, it's one of those games where I could see it going that way.
The Ravens.
I can see
it.
it.
The Ravens ain't.
I don't think that's the way it's going to go, but I can see it going.
I will say this. I've been impressed with the two lead receivers for the Ravens this year. I've been impressed with them. I really have. Zay Flowers have been catching balls and getting open, and Likely has been standing out.
Likely is a baller.
He's been standing out. So I've been impressed. This is the first time that I think he's had.
Yeah.
This is his best receiving core he's had.
They're solid. They're a solid core. You know what I'm saying? Are they the best in the league? No, but I think he's got two nice wide receivers, two okay wide receivers. I think
when you compare
Flowers
to
is
what he's
good.
been dealing with,
Right? Bateman is solid. You know what I'm saying? They got solid weapons.
They are playing good.
Their offense should not be a deficiency on that team at all. It definitely shouldn't be. Now, the next one, I'm going to go with Cleveland, man. I'm going to take, when I had it was +2. I think it may have been bet down to 1.5, but I had it at +2. But either way, I think they outright beat the Raiders. I just think, I don't believe in the Raiders at all.
I think the Raiders in trouble.
I do too. I don't believe in the Raiders at all. I think by the mid-season, they'll be getting rid of Devontae Adams. They'll be kind of starting looking towards the draft and who they going to draft at quarterback.
I don't believe
Shador, Carson Beck, somebody.
I don't believe in Antonio Pierce. I told y'all that when right before they hired him.
But why?
Head coach, I said,
can't just throw that out there and not give a why.
My reason, because he comes off to me as one of these emotional led former players. He got his contract on how they finished the season.
Right.
Did he change the culture? Did he change the players' belief? Did he change the players' love for the game? We don't know what he changed. He did. It's not like he came in and changed the system or whatever. It was some type of emotional type upheaval.
Right. And is that sustainable?
Season, and they were still ass. They just played better. You know what I'm saying?
But I think it's also fair to say we won't know, just like any coach, until really you get a QB. Until they get a QB, we won't know.
And that was gonna be my last point. Okay, you had to get rid of Jimmy G because Adams was done. He was donezo with him. But to go Minshew, that's tough. That's tough. Like, how does my head coach say, all right, we got this dynamic fire-ass wide receiver.
But is he making those decisions? I doubt it. I think that's probably Tom Telesco. I don't now. Do they talk to him? Of course, but can he go in there and say, "I don't want Gardner Minshew"? I doubt it.
They should have been. They should have been in the sweepstakes for somebody,
right?
Like at least go get.
But good. That's the thing. Good QBs don't grow on trees like that.
What's my boy that was lighting it up with the Cardinals for a couple of games, and then he ended up in
Dobbs.
He
got back up now.
At least I know. At least get Dobbs. I just couldn't think of his name. At least get Dobbs, because I was about to say my man with.
I thought they should have gave James a shot.
Who?
J-Boo. Eating W's.
Yeah, he better than Minshew.
Better than Minshew.
He better than Minshew.
Is he?
He better than Minchester.
I would have given him the shot because I think he marries better with your wide receiver.
But that was the position that the Dallas was gonna be in if they had got rid of Dak or not signed him.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you're looking at.
Oh, I would have loved to see that shit.
Or you got to be bad enough to get a number which you're not going to be that bad.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Because 6 wins, 6, 7 wins, that's too much.
Too many
That's too many to get. Unless you're going to do what we did a few years ago and mortgage the next 3 drafts to try to get somebody. You know what I'm saying? But
even then, it didn't work out.
It didn't work. Right.
Who y'all drafted? It got our roster.
I said Kyle and John Lynch got lucky as hell on that because people get fired for that shit.
Hell yeah.
You found old boy in the 7th. He saved your goddamn job because you would have got fired. People get fired for that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying?
No rhyme or reason to try to project him as being a good NFL. There was none. You had no proof. You had no college tape.
Nope.
You had no college tape on this dude. What, 1-2 games in college?
No, we had a year, and then after that, COVID, and North Dakota State, then COVID, and so he hadn't played in like 2 years except for those 2 games or whatever. So
that ain't enough. Other than that, you looking at
it was a straight projection. It was projection. You know what I'm saying? They
should have got Mac Jones.
Shit. Couldn't have been no worse though.
It wouldn't have been worse.
Couldn't have been no worse though, for real. Yeah, you right about that though.
We got Purdy though.
Yeah, I like that. Like I say,
got Purdy the same draft though.
Force multiplier.
Yeah, I would have had Purdy the same draft.
And that's the main reason he is still the coach. Because if that hadn't worked.
Because most
people get fired for stuff like that. For giving up those kind of draft picks, you get fired. You know what I'm saying?
Because they gave they gave up every opportunity.
Almost did, bro. We got to talking about them Niners and I almost missed
Y'all love to talk about them stink ass Niners.
All right, who was my last? Where is it?
You don't want to talk
Jags
about
and Texans.
I know
yeah, Jags, and it was when I got it. It was +7 for the Jags. I'm riding with it, man. They my Texans, but I like division games with big numbers. If you've been watching, you know that's part of my deal. I like division games when they give you big numbers. You know what I'm saying? Especially when the history say in the series it hadn't been that kind of series,
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm going to take the +7. I know everybody looking at that Buffalo game, and that's why this number's so big. They looking at the Jags in that Buffalo game. Right, 0-3.
History normally tell you some...
It ain't gonna go down like that. You know what I'm saying? The history between these two tell me this game ain't gonna go down like that.
Trevor Lawrence ain't gonna be sucked for
He ain't gonna be. And your defense, like I said, that's the part of the Houston Texans team that so far hadn't impressed me.
The defense thought it was.
Danielle Hunter and Allen. I'm like, okay, I expected y'all to really be getting after the damn quarterback. You know what I'm saying? For real. And I hadn't seen it like that yet. You know, it's been flashes of it, but not the consistency I thought I'd see starting off the year.
I'm gonna say this. I need to see the Texans whoop these dudes.
You waiting on that performance where it's like, okay, there it is. You know what I'm saying? I hadn't seen it.
If I don't see it,
what he was
right? I hadn't seen it yet.
That's what I be saying with y'all.
I hadn't seen it yet.
They got tape on them.
I hadn't seen it yet.
NFL,
got the tape on.
You know what I'm saying? Because in college you can have that 1 year and make that your career. But in the NFL, it takes years, man. You got to put this together year over year.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he's playing terribly. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't doing what he did.
67.7% completion, 709 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks. So, I mean, he's been okay. You know what I'm saying? I think he threw for 215 last week, 260 the week before, and 234 the week before that. So, it's not him. He's not playing terrible. Right, exactly.
That's the thing that you caught everybody off guard. But
exactly. Now you've got to make adjustments.
Yeah, now we got our eyes set on him.
Right. Now it's a fact he's got to go in, watch the tape, make his adjustments.
I think he's gonna be good though.
I do too. But I take the Jags though. So the Jags +7, take Cleveland. I think we got winners this week, dog.
You said Jags +7, Bills +2.5,
Browns +2.
Man, them money lines gonna hit, ain't they? You bet them on the money line. That's gonna be
exactly. I do see outright wins, like I said, in 2 of those. I see outright wins. I think they lost my train of thought right there. That quick. Buffalo outright win. Like I said, Jaguars, they just gonna cover. You know what I'm saying? And the other one outright win as well.
Who did the Browns just lose to?
The Giants.
The Giants, right?
Yep.
The
If
New York
they
football
lose,
Giants.
Right.
If
And that's
they
another reason I
lose
picked
to
them
the
too.
Raiders,
They lose to the Raiders,
Deshaun Watson.
that era could be over.
Watson is
over.
probably gonna get benched.
And he's already balking. If you saw his comments this week, he's balking about the QB runs and don't want to. No, he's like, I'm not a running back. I'm a quarterback. So it's about to be problems. You know what I'm saying?
He gone, man.
About to be problems.
He gone.
About to be problems.
That's a freak ass.
I'm talking about
nigga.
mentally.
I think the question
he's
was,
gone mentally,
I'm
man.
paraphrasing, but I think the question the reporter asked was around the QB run being a part of the solution to help the offense get moving.
Yeah,
he
he's
was
done.
like, I'm a quarterback. I'm not a running
He's
back.
done,
So,
man. He
blah, blah, blah. That kind of deal.
mentally it's a wrap for him.
Again, paraphrasing.
That's what I feared the most when he just hadn't been. I'm just talking about just looking at him and watching him play, and watching him on the sideline when he take his helmet off,
Right.
and he's interacting with players or lack thereof. You know what I'm saying? I don't see a football player in there no more.
Right.
I think he just wants to get to life after football and live off the, and get to just living.
Yeah, it seemed like his
As a
head
rich-
not
as
in
a
it
rich-
anymore. You know
yeah,
what I'm
as a
saying? Like
rich-
maybe he
yeah.
don't. I don't know. Seemed like his head just not in it, and I'm a little concerned. That's why this is a big game for them, man. They have to win this football game. You're supposed to beat the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? They're a better team than the
You're
Raiders.
supposed to beat the Giants.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely supposed to beat the Giants.
Supposed to beat the Giants, exactly. So if that
All
defense
time.
is what it's supposed to be, everybody coming into the year talking about they the best defense in the NFL. Seemed like they couldn't handle prosperity either. So they haven't been right yet either. So that's been a big part of their issue too.
And I think that's looming over the team.
Yeah.
Is that they know. It seems like they know because their defense ain't been stout. It ain't been stout this year for real.
Right, it hadn't been.
I think the team knows that it's not a football player in that vessel anymore. He's not the guy. He won't be able to do it.
So
I
that
think
means
they know that.
you looking at Jameis.
Jameis.
J Boo.
I throw
And,
to everybody.
and I'm just gonna say it. I want to see it because I want the interviews after the game.
Oh Lord.
I want to see it.
Before.
But man, as we finish up, of course, we got to take out the little trash, man. You know our signature segment, taking out the trash, and it's more of a serious topic this week for real, man. Of course, we had last week in Birmingham, the mass shooting. And it's one of those things we had to bring to the table since we live in Birmingham. You know what I'm saying? It's getting to a point where for me, it's like, what's the answer, bro? It's like, I know these situations a lot of times when this stuff comes out, it was personal issues and money and maybe some nefarious stuff going on with drugs or whatever. But the audacity of this one, bro, kind of broad daylight, that part of time.
Broad daylight.
I thought it was. Was it 9?
Yeah,
It wasn't late.
Like 10.
It wasn't late.
It wasn't late.
It wasn't.
Yeah. So it wasn't late. You know what I'm saying? It's when people are out still. It ain't one of them things where it's after 1 o'clock. You're like, okay, what the hell are y'all doing down there? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like everybody hanging. You know what I'm saying? That time of night where everybody hanging. We going to the club. Right. We heading to the club.
Those was club opening now.
So it's like, man, if that kind of stuff is happening, bro, are there answers to this, bro? Are there any answers? Don't seem like we have answers. Everybody's saying, well, we need more officers. I heard that being said a lot on, online. Birmingham ain't got enough officers, that kind of deal. But is that really the biggest issue? Or is it something in our communities where we have to make some changes? What's the answer?
I think it starts within our own community. We had to make some changes.
And what are they?
Because the changes that are external have not historically been to our best interests, because that involves police interaction. Prison.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Harsher harsher penalties or whatever. So, and it's usually more heavy-handed when it hits the black community.
Right.
And not that I don't believe in criminal justice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I definitely do. But, in order to make holistic changes to where it's things that will affect generations and not just a Band-Aid, it has to start in the community. It has to start at home. We have to do better job, or we have to be better about being more community oriented. You know what I'm saying? And these young jits today, that's your word. These young jits today don't give a damn. They don't care.
No respect for anything.
No
bro.
respect for life.
Especially life. I mean, it's
You know what I'm
like
saying? Like even that.
that's what's concerning, bro.
Even that was an issue. But did you hear about the one that happened in July?
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? July 13th, they had 4 got killed, 10 injured at a birthday party.
Oh yes, I did. Yes, I did.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's been happening in Birmingham at a record rate, and it's not like the first year, but Birmingham has been a high per capita murder rate city
for
in
a
America.
long time, right?
For years. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, the one that happened last Saturday, 4 killed, 18 injured at the Hush nightclub. You had on September 2nd, 4 got injured in a mass shooting. August 21st, the girl got, on social media.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Drew some people over there to fight. They ended up shooting. She died. Somebody got injured. August 6th, 2 killed, 2 injured. July 13th at the birthday party at a nightclub. 4 killed, 10 injured. On May 5th, 1 killed, 6 injured. And on February 16th, the 4 dudes got killed in the drive-by. I mean, it's just, and it's not even where we're heading in October now. It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It's getting out of hand. And it was crazy because we was both Jerry and I was at a friend's little shindig. Yeah. Shout out Amp Hood. And we left there and we was like, okay, let's go have another, because we didn't have to go get anything to drink, but you know what I'm saying, we wanted to go
just head out for a minute, right?
See what the nightlife was looking like. So we riding past Bush Boulevard down to 3rd. So on 3rd Avenue, a lot of stuff happened over there at that Shell gas station right across from that Burger King. Everybody in Birmingham
know, right?
3rd Avenue ain't the place to be if you don't need to be there,
right?
So we rode past there. I was like, hey, we was just kidding. I was like, hey, you got to keep your head on the swivel around here. And she has always been somebody that has talked, because I spend a lot of time on the west side because my second job is over there. And so she always concerned about my well-being, because it just a lot goes down there. So I'm joking with her, and she kind of, not in a joking mood. Hey, I don't need to be over here. We don't need to be over here. I'm like, man, relax.
Right.
We all right. You know what I'm saying? Just, duck down if you hear anything. So we end up over there. We passed by the south side. So we weren't that far away from the nightclub. You know what I'm saying? We end up stopping at Munch's on 5th Avenue over there in the Avondale area.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, it was some shady looking folks over there. So the whole time we joking like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Be careful now. You don't know that they look shady over there. So if anything pop off, be ready. It's crazy because you have to be that way.
Yeah, it's a joke. You were doing it as a joke, but you really have to be that way. Right. You are serious though. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? You really have to pay attention to what's going on, because it's just been too many incidents.
Right.
Where things have popped off and innocent folks have gotten
and you get caught up in it, right?
You know what I'm saying? That's just it's not even just the people that are intended to get killed, or shot at. It's the bystanders, the people that's out having a good time. And as we sitting there eating or whatever, drinking, we saw the ambulances, fire trucks, like, damn, what the hell happened? So we get home, and by the time we get home, it's on social media. You know what I'm saying? 4 folks killed, several injured.
Yeah, and that's not too far from where I live.
Right.
Now, my experience going home was what's the all white dinner party? Diner.
Dinner en blanc.
Dinner en blanc.
Yeah, that was going on.
That was?
That went on. They had it at right there at Highlands. The Highlands.
You been there before?
I haven't gone.
Man, it's so
I haven't gone. But I didn't. My point is, I didn't know it was going on, and it was going on right up to basically right across the street from me.
Yeah.
But when I hit the corner, I saw the sign and the police presence or whatever, because they blocked off the entrance.
That's how they do. Yeah.
Yeah, they blocked off the entrance to the highway. I didn't know what was going on until the next morning when I looked it up, and I was like, oh, they was having that. I didn't know the shooting occurred until I woke up Sunday, until Sunday morning, and a friend of mine was like, "Yeah, you heard about this?" I was like, "No." Blah blah blah. So you at Munchies, me right in the middle, passing by this, that you just said it was boozy, which is a nice event or whatever, or whatnot, and then a few blocks up further,
blocks
you go
away,
on up to 20th, you got chaos. This is my thing. You're right when you start talking about it has to happen in the community first. I grew up in Enns. My mom still stays in the same house we grew up in, and now I'm starting to lean toward, all right, it's time to
move
to get mom up out of there. Mainly because I like our neighbors that were there my entire childhood. They recently moved, and they're selling their old house.
It's getting bad.
Well, not really our block. No,
Yeah.
our block, which is what we always called it. We always called it the block. Was always, good because of the people in the community.
Right.
Like my neighbor, he was always, in the rec center events. He helped run the Ensley Broncos for a long time. Shout out to Mr. Nall and the Nall family. Mr. Yarbrough on the other side of the block, he always was into the community events. We talking about black men who always help take care of the community. And just growing up on that side of town, we had men that were doing stuff. Now we got one of my homeboys, Greg Ramsey, who's an entrepreneur and does a lot in real estate, buys up a lot of the homes and rents them out. He has a couple of homes on the block where he rents out to families or whatever. But it does start with us, but you always got to go to what's going on in our state. I feel like right now that Alabama is taking a page out of the cities, out of the book of the cities of Philadelphia and Chicago, where they mismanage funds for the police, mismanage the funds for education. Therefore, you closing schools, but you still steadily building prisons, and your plan is to fill those prisons. It just looks the same. They've closed so many schools in the Birmingham City school system, and then you overcrowding the schools. When you can go over to the Hoover schools and Helena's or whatever, yeah, they got 17 kids in those classrooms. But when you come to our side of town, it's 25 to 35 in the classrooms that these teachers are trying to run. We don't have all of our educational needs met, but they got all the aids they need over in Hoover and Helena and all these schools. They get out, and I know this because I talk to teachers. I got friends that are teachers, principals. My cousin is a principal. So at that level, we got to do better, but definitely in our police system where this event happened over there in 5 Points. Listen. If they had a squad car at the corner of 10th Avenue South and 20th Street, move up a block to where it actually happened right there in front of the fountain at that lounge. If there was a squad car there, there's usually a squad car in the vicinity. And then if you had a third one at the corner of Chick-fil-A right by Dave's Pub, guess what? That doesn't happen.
Well, it don't happen there, but it happened somewhere.
Okay,
Right,
but
right.
I all I'm saying is there. Why isn't there a presence there? This is a happening.
To be everywhere. All the time.
No. But this is
At all nightclubs. Then.
No, in happening areas where people are gathered. Yeah, it should be. Why not? Why isn't it?
You just black
we just had
all of the nightclubs.
All if you got cars in those spots, that covers that whole little busy section. That whole little street of 20th is where everything happened. Then you got another
What
bar
you gonna
that's
do with
one
Tin
block.
Roof and the Jack Brown Cafe and over there on 7th Avenue on the Lakeside District. What you gonna do with that?
You should have a presence there
Okay.
too. But I'm just telling you, for that vicinity, 3. Because they're not going to get out in front of those cops that's right there at the fountain, which is right there, literally right there in front of where that shooting occurred. They're not getting out the car trying to go knock down those guys right there. It's not going to happen. So I'm saying that
But basically your answer is, like I said, more police.
I'm not even saying more police.
But see, we can't really make that determination because we don't know where they were. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how many of them there are. Where can they be at one time? How many of them can there be? You know what I'm saying?
Let me go a little further. You know, I work at night, right? I work at night. I work on this side of town 4 nights a week. Well, ever since that shooting, guess what the answer or the catch-up move was? Is to have 12 riding around patrolling. More patrolling, right?
But normally that's temporary.
Hold on. Exactly. But it should not be temporary.
But most of the time it's temporary because there's not enough officers to do it like that.
This is my thing. Whether we have enough officers, I don't have that answer. But I do know that the officers we do have are not what's the best way to say it? They're not put in the most advantageous ways to prevent crime in our high crime areas.
But my issue is I like what you're saying, but I guess
not a high crime area.
Right.
It's not, but it's not a high crime area. But if you have some type of listen, 2 years ago, there was somebody murdered right there on 20th Street. Right, I think they ended up. The shooting actually occurred closer to Dave's Pub, and I think that guy finally dropped dead. Like that's probably 12th or 13th or whatever that is, right there at Chick-fil-A in the corner of Dave's Pub. The reason I know that is because friends of my friend, they lived right there in that vicinity. They moved immediately, right? Why didn't we have surveillance cameras put up? Why wasn't that a thought? Why wasn't surveillance cameras a thought after that? If you're going to have 12 patrolling, just running around on that side of town with the blue lights, then why aren't they doing that anyway? Why isn't that a thing? Because where I work or where I'm stationed to work is right up against Titusville, right up against the west side. UAB has its own police, right? And I got questions about that too, but they should patrol more. It's a hospital. You got stuff going on. They should patrol more. So I think that the police are not being used in the right way, but I always say that has to be by design when you have these high crime areas and it's not even patrolled. When I lived in Ensley, on the busiest street in Ensley, on Avenue I. It's the busiest street in Ensley, right? And I was a coordinator and director at the Y. I get on the freeway right there in front of my house, and I get off the freeway every day going home to work, right? I could go weeks. I could go days, weeks. I could go 2 months and not see a squad car come down my street, the busiest street in Ensley. But as soon as I get off 31, going through Homewood to get to Shays Valley, I'm going to see at least 3-4 police cars before I even get to the Y. And that's not even, that might be 3 miles from when you get off that exit and going up 31. I always saw at least 3 or 4, whether it was in the morning or I was leaving, going home. I always saw at least 3 or 4 cops before I got on the freeway to go.
I mean, I definitely think effective policing is up, but my focus is on us, G.
It's got to be.
It's got to be us first. I care about all that, and that's great. But how do we keep our kids from choosing the gun first? That seems to be the only way they know how to resolve issues now. And when did that happen? Because when we were coming up, maybe I speak. Y'all can speak to y'all. When we would come up, I'm not saying it didn't happen. But it wasn't the first thing you thought about. Okay, I'm gonna murder this nigga.
I think when we was coming up, we started to see that shift. In the 90s, that's
we started to see a shift because we started to see the gang culture
really started
picking
80s,
up in the
90s. But California was more the 70s, 80s really.
80s.
You know what I'm saying? When the crack epidemic and all that took place, and
it wasn't even drugs here. It was just they adopted this stuff from California. They knew nothing about.
That's what I was
right.
They just. They fighting over there where we supposed to fight. Cause the Bloods fight over there and the Crips fight, so that we supposed to do that. It wasn't even dope here. It was just the gang. My uncle was a cop during this time, and I remember when they got the shoot to kill order in Birmingham City, and it was just because they would go. The kids were going to the skating rink, fighting and shooting.
It was always
going
gangs,
to the parks.
Though,
before gangs,
right? You had the Vice Lords,
right?
You had Folk. And all the other gangs, it was, you know what I'm saying, the derivatives of Bloods and Crips and all that stuff.
Right.
You know, we had little high school games, G5G, it was, you know what I'm saying, and they used to fight, you know what I'm saying, be at the skating rink fighting.
Right.
I remember they had a little big issue right across the street from my house. They came and jumped this other gang member, rival gang, and from, you know what I'm saying, so, but then when it got to be that Bloods and Crips type stuff, when it got to be, you know, red flag, blue flag, and, you know, in my city, it was the Vice Lords and the Crips. It became more violent. You know what I'm saying? It became about gunplay, and I think it was more so, okay, it's the drugs because they started selling more dope. You know what I'm saying? Getting guns, and then it was like, what we fighting for when I can just shoot you?
Right.
There isn't a solid answer to this,
right?
Because it's
too many tentacles to it.
It's a solid answer.
Well, what is it?
There are,
it's
but
a solid answer.
It's complicated.
Right. It's more than just one thing.
Poverty. You know what I'm saying? It's you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Parenting.
Right.
You talked about schools. I can tell you, I guarantee you the teachers talking about is 25, 30 kids, and it's hard to manage. Is because the kids don't have the parenting at home to sit their ass down
I believe
and listen to what the teacher says.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have to be a disciplinarian rather than a teacher.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You
got these cell phones now they got to deal with cell phones. I can't even imagine what it's like having to deal with a kid with no discipline at home and
got a cell phone.
You got the young.
What you teaching?
You got the young kids now dropping off their elementary school kids, and their elementary school kids getting out, and the weed aroma is coming out of the car as this child is going to school, and you got some schools that ain't gonna put up with that. You know what I'm saying? They got a cop that's gonna pull them all right over. Then you got the schools that's like, okay, we gotta get something into this child.
Right.
The parents is not blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Parents ain't even going to PTA meetings no more these days or whatever. So it's a sad turn of events that the culture is turning away from. You know, we had DARE growing up.
Right.
We had sex education.
So are we saying we just doomed? Is that what we're coming to?
I don't never think.
What'd you say?
Are we just saying we doomed?
No, we're not doomed. We're not doomed.
Because it's not all black. It's not all black people. It's just the people in that community that's in that element that grow up like that, and then.
But it's spreading out to where it's affecting those that aren't in that community
Right,
anymore.
and so that's why we have to make changes within our thought process. It's all about the thought process. That's what's going to change. If you think about things differently, you know what I'm saying? And it starts in the community with parenting. You know what I'm saying? So how do we get the kids?
How do you turn that back, though?
I'm
going to tell you what.
You got to get the people that's having children now. You know what I'm saying? Have some type of incentive to actually be a parent.
I'm going to tell you what it is. We got to bridge the gap for the ones, for lack of a better way to say it, the ones that are left behind. It's not that they're left behind anymore, right? You remember that program, No Child Left Behind, that dumbass program? Now what we're dealing with is people choosing that type of environment. People choosing,
it's glorified.
Exactly.
And there's always been a glorification to it at some point, but it's so, with social media, you know what I'm saying? It amplifies that glorification because there's so much, instant gratitude. Like, I got to have, you know what I'm saying, the flashiest cars. I got to have the best clothes. I got to show that I got money.
Right.
I got to show that I'm tougher than the next person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got to show that I'm selling dope.
Yeah.
I got to, all this negative energy is being over glorified.
I'm seeing situations where, when I came up, I've had a couple of jobs where I knew people that smoked or whatever, and you had those people that, that call, weed heads, like they got to go smoke on their break or whatever. Man, I have pulled up to the McDonald's in my right down from me. I don't even go to it anymore because the last time I went,
smelled like it was weed. They had the weed plant in the restaurant.
The staff, it was change of shift, right? But they're late. The change of shift people are late. All of them hadn't got there yet. but you got the people that, and this is like toward the end of COVID. So, but the people that's been there, they walked out of the building. They out of the building. They're in the parking lot treeing it up. We're just at the, at the drive-through. Nobody's saying nothing. Nobody's saying, the computers are down, even though it's early. It's before 9 because I had to be at work at 9. So when I just leave the line and drive around, I can see the staff that's over there. I actually call
corporate.
Yeah, I actually called corporate.
I didn't have to do that on Popeyes.
Straight old head move. Yeah. Let me get that number off the window.
Popeyes, man.
Get that number off the window.
Yeah. Popeyes is the worst.
Yeah. Always. Man, no matter where it is. No matter which one it is.
I called corporate, but now it's like, where you had that one person that you knew was we had go out to the car, smoke on the break. It's like everybody that's in there. It's the whole squad.
But you said you had a solution. What's the solution you were talking about?
We got to bridge the gap.
But how?
We have to get back to going back into these communities and doing stuff. We have to be the figures in the rec centers. When the parents come and they smelling like reefer, we got to say, hey, nah, we're not dealing with that. It's going to be a scene. We're not going to have a scene. I want your child in the program, but I want you to be a part of the program, but you can't not come in here like this. Do it at the house or whatever, but please don't have your child coming in here smelling like trees or whatever. I've run programs. I've run kid programs. I had 350 kids in the Saturday basketball programs. We had soccer programs. We had softball programs, swimming programs. Those are the type of things that we need to do. And that's at Shays Valley. But those are the type of things that we need to get back to doing in order to help. And we need to be back into the schools. When I was in high school, people used to come back to my high school all the time from, whatever jobs that they had gotten or gone back to college. They would come and the teachers let them speak. I remember specifically we had one guy that had gone off and done an internship in China, and he came back and he was trying to show us how to do Chinese character or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But it was just, you're seeing some mode of success. I have, we've dropped the ball on. I don't know how many people are doing it now. I know they still do, but we have people that still go back to my high school and do that. Those are the type of things we need to do because they need to see some form of advancement from call it success, from what they're seeing day to day. Because we have to change, we have to help change the mentality of their parents.
I agree with, because we got to get them young, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The things that they're seeing in their communities, they're equating to success.
Right.
Even though it's leading to death, you know what I'm saying, and destruction and prison.
And
we have to show them
the norm.
Exactly. It becomes the norm.
You know what though? And the people that they will listen to more is the people that's actually been through that.
Right.
The people because I've seen in my own hometown and some, in other cities and areas where the most effective speeches and the most effective mentorship, not all the time, but it is effective when you have someone that has gone to prison but has had to, fight harder to get themselves back in line. You know what I'm saying? Those success stories are some that we should parody, and and let them know that, hey, if you will make your life much more harder by having to go through the stuff that I done went through. You know what I'm saying? And of course, we got the people, the doctors and the lawyers and the businessmen that should be able to be a part of that too. But also letting them know, hey, the way that I did things, ain't worth a hill of beans. Ain't worth shit. You know what I'm saying? Now I was able to get back on track, but it took me. This is what it cost me. It cost me 18 years of my childhood. It cost me losing my best friend. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm having to wear a colostomy bag now, or I'm in a wheelchair. Because I chose the wrong lifestyle. I thought about the wrong things. That's what it's gonna take. And we got to get out in the community. We got to be able to, partner with partner with, our businessmen and partner with people that have money to give the resources that's needed to, show them a better way.
I was about to say, 'cause that's the key, man. You got to show them something different. If you can't show them that other way leads to success, they're not going to listen. They're not going to hear. They're not going to listen to you.
We also have to regain our trust level and the responsibility of our law enforcement. The police And the fire department used to come to the schools all the time. I don't know if they're still doing that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they're still doing that. We need. I've ever since I came back to Birmingham, this is one of the things that I wish was happening, because I just started paying attention to stuff. When I lived in Ansley, we had the police precinct right in the little downtown area of Ansley, but Ansley's downtown hadn't been, it's been a ghost town for probably all my, my childhood and adult life. But the precinct was there. I always looked at it as, well, ever since I came back home, that it was unnecessary. It's a waste to have the precinct there, but there's no relationship with the community. You have the police car that'll go park at Green Acres, but on that same street as Green Acres, on the 1st and the 15th, they coming through there like a drive-through, with the crack on that street, right? That has gone on for a long time, and that might be what, maybe 5 or 6, 7 blocks from the precinct. Like how is that? Why aren't these police parking at the block and walking the block, talking to, if you're in that area, you're talking to people, these people's names.
No blocks,
that's what I'm saying. But there's no reason why they shouldn't. Until it's wintertime, they should. There's no reason why they shouldn't.
That in my years, and I live in a small town, Decatur.
There's no reason. There is no reason why they should. That's what I'm saying.
The police got to do a whole lot of, relationship building, because.
But that's a good start, though.
It's been a lot of broken relationships over the years. You know what I'm saying? That they've done things that have not been. Yeah. But just been antithetical to anybody's success, not just the folks that's in the hood, but everybody.
But just imagine if they're walking a beat in the hood. If they're walking a beat of 6 or 7 blocks, that ain't nothing.
You need people from the community, and it's hard to do.
But if you walk, especially in the summertime, if you're walking these blocks, hey, I'm Officer such and such. How you doing today, Miss May? And then you just walking the block, speaking to people. Where the tall tees are sitting on the block trying to cop a smoke or trying to. This it's a change. It's a change in mentality, and all they got to be doing is giving out their business card. Hey, if you see some trouble, if you need to call me. Hey, people might just tear it up and throw it in the garbage when they leave, but if that's your job to do that,
it's
that
a nice
helps.
thought.
I think it's a nice thought too.
But I'm not sure how practical it is nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
I just don't think it's practical.
Especially in bigger cities, man. It's just too much ground to cover.
Right. Because you're going to walk the block. Okay, you're going to park your car and walk the block. Yeah. The car going to be gone when you get back first.
No.
They're going to joyride that. They're going to joyride that, dog. They're going to joyride that, dog. You know what I'm saying? First of all.
It's not.
Or knock the windows out. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know if it's safe. I wouldn't even.
As a cop, I'm not sure I would feel safe.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm
not walking up on your porch saying, hey, I'm not doing all that nowadays.
Slow down.
I'm not doing that nowadays. You can't do that now. People can't even pull in people's driveways now without worrying about getting shot.
If a policeman can't get in a squad car, go to a block, park his car, walk and just say hey and talk and whatever for 6 blocks and come back to his car and go back to another block, then he's a coward.
No, you don't know who's a felon out there thinking I'm coming to arrest you. I'm just coming to say hello. But this dude thinking you're coming to arrest him, you can't do it. They're not going to do that, dog. They're not going to do that.
Bro, criminals are not just going up just pop no cop.
No, but you do hear about the situation. You do hear about the situation where they go up, they wasn't even there to arrest nobody and they got shot.
No.
That happens, dog. It happens.
If you have a cop that's got bad intentions and thinking he just gonna come down the block and talk crazy.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the criminal that's on the block thinking, why is this cop coming? Oh, I got a warrant out, and he don't want to go back to jail. And this cop is even unaware of all that. But they're not going to do that anymore. They're not going to do it.
What I'm saying is, and I'm not trying to downplay your point.
No, go ahead.
But right now, it's a surprise to see a cop on the block, right? But if you're going to implement that program, that's something that's going to be on the news. The people that's going to be aware. We're going back to old school. We're going back to some of our old school training and old school policing where we're actually trying to get out here. Our whole purpose is to get out here and get to know our communities that we are protecting and serving. And this is how we're going to do it for the foreseeable future. Is not to try to come through and make these arrests. No, you want to know the names of the people that are at home during the day. Like I said, especially for the summertime, these people that are at home, you want to know these names and know these people in the community.
That's a hard sell.
Oh man,
bro.
no man.
And I get what you're saying, but to me, fix your children respecting officers first and respecting law. Fix that first.
How do you respect the officer? If
I never met an officer in my
not
life coming up. I didn't talk to no officer, but I respected them. So that I don't have to talk to you on the block to respect you. That's taught at home. I respectfully disagree with you on that. That ain't got nothing to do with no cop walking the beat. That comes from my dad telling me this is the way you behave when you out in public. Or my mother saying this is how you behave when you're out in public.
Yeah, of course.
And you respect law. Sit your ass down and listen to the teacher.
All of that. If the school called me,
all of that. That's your ass. Right. I'm not whooping the teacher ass. I'm whooping your ass.
All of that. Again, parenting.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm saying all of these things. I believe that all of these things can be married instead of. I think all these things can be married together and work for the good instead of our mayor coming and blaming it on the switches that's being put on Glocks. And this was a hit. And this was
that's a problem too. That's part of the problem too.
It is, but why isn't he talking about the stuff we talking about?
Because you got to deflect. He got to win another election. You know what I'm saying? That's politics. You know what I'm saying? That's part of politics.
I'm pretty sure the police.
Yeah, they're talking about stuff.
We got to do.
But as far as the narrative that he has to put out, you know what I'm saying?
What he gonna say? Y'all parents do y'all job, and he does do that on social media. He does it
sometimes, right?
Yeah, he does it on social media, but that's not something publicly, and I think it should be.
Right.
We should say, hey, parents, y'all got to do a better job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now these people that's done this shooting, they're older, but you can't do nothing about that, really. You know what I'm saying? That's where we come in as a community, as black men, and try to talk to.
And now,
but that's hard.
The ones that have the damn information, goddamn, say something.
They looking. It's gonna be people from their community that they look up to and respect. They're like, hey man, y'all gotta respect the sanctity of life.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? You just can't be putting everybody in danger. If you got an issue with somebody, or somebody owe you some money, some drug shit being tied up.
You can't kill everybody that's there.
Get who you coming to get, man. You know what I'm saying?
And you hate to say that because you don't want them killing anybody. But damn, bro, you don't just shoot up the whole block, bro.
It used to be a code. It used to be honor amongst thieves around this bitch.
Lord, now we got into the movies. But going back to the beginning of what I was talking about, policing has to do its job as be present in these areas. Surveillance cameras would help. Leonard made a point on Facebook saying that murders that are not being solved, that should be unacceptable. You know, this is a happening spot. There should be surveillance cameras. Why aren't there surveillance cameras everywhere in this area? It should be, because it's a happening area at different times, different seasons. It's a happening spot. But I promise you, if you know that area, if you're walking in there, if they had, like I said, those three squad cars, three, that incident does not happen there. And you come over to closer to where I am, where they had the event, you had a presence there. I was wondering what was going on, right? I just saw the sign. The big DEB BHAM sign or whatever. I'm like, what's going on? But I see the police present because they're having that event. So
they're in bougie.
I mean, I feel you, but I mean, like those areas Greg was talking about with the shell and stuff. I see police cars over there all the time. Shit still go down over there all the time.
If I can see,
I see the cars everywhere on that block.
Yeah,
and it still go down.
If I can see them when I was working at the Y, if I can see 3 or 4 just from getting off the exit and getting to my job, leaving my job and getting back. But then when I get back to Ensley, I don't see no police for days, weeks, or whatever doing patrols. then that's a part of the problem. When earlier this year, I went to a game at Pinson Valley. Rod and Leo, their nephew, was playing ball. It was my first time going to see him play ball. I wanted to ride the bike. I got on the bike. I'm riding. Man, when I get to the parkway, headed toward that school, I smell trees from the time I got on the parkway all the way to the turn off to get to that damn high school. I'm like, when did this happen?
That loud pack.
When
That's what you be smelling, that loud pack.
When does this happen where everybody just treating it up like it's California, like it's okay to just be riding and burning everywhere? It's crazy.
I mean, it's crazy. It's a sad situation, man, with the violence, man. The solution got a lot of prongs to it, a lot of tentacles to the solution. Only thing we can ask, like you say, old heads like ourselves have to find ways to get involved. We can't solve it, you know what I'm saying, but we can try to help in some way. Like you said, become a part of some of these programs with these young people, you know what I'm saying? Because at this point, it make you not even want to go out, bro. Yeah. I'm just being honest, bro. Like, it's people be asking me, hey, let's go.
This is my high school's alumni week this week.
Right, are you sure you want to go?
This is my high school's alumni this week, and people, have been saying, man, what just happened? I don't want to go. And my thing is this: the first thing I always try to say, or the last thing I try to say is, all y'all supposed to be Christians. Fear is not of God. So, that's one thing. But you got to look at it as this is my city. And then plus, I said the thing I'm going to say is we just had that event. So they're not going to they're not going to allow that to happen, anything like that to happen this week when they just had a mass shooting. You see them all over the news. I told 12 is out here with blue lights on for no goddamn reason. They just out here riding around
for a minute, for a while.
They're gonna do that for a while. But I was just letting my classmates know, like, man, we're gonna be fine. Go to these events. If it ain't raining, if you're not worried about the rain, go to these events. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna be at Legion Field.
How big is this?
We're gonna be at Legion Field tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? For from tomorrow morning till 4
that's where I have a picnic at.
Yeah, it's at Legion Field this year.
That's great.
Because we had too many classes. We had more classes.
Too many people to have it at the school.
Right. We had more classes that wanted to attend.
That's my favorite question. What time it start? What time it end? That's what I want to know. But man, it's like I said, it's a serious situation, man. You hope that I'm with you, Greg. I think it starts at home too. We got to fix that first.
I don't disagree with that.
Got to fix that first and fix the mindset of these children. Like I say, these older ones, like the ones that did this, we probably can't save them. But the younger ones, I do think we can save, man. But thank y'all for joining us, man. Trash talking with the old heads. We appreciate you, man. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. We're there. Facebook.
Right. For those who've already done so.
Oh, yeah. We appreciate everybody that's already hit that like and subscribe button, man. Till Tuesday. We will see you on Tuesday morning.
Yes, sir.
And we out.
All the players came
from far and wide.
Wearing afros and braids. Man, we were about 2 hours.
Yes, we did.
Man, we need
2 hours and 14 minutes.